This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. You're tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Fly Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, we go. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. We are ready to rock and roll. Yes, sir. Damn, I think it's a little too. I gotta tweak this. Is that better? There we go. That's a little better. That's the way we like it. There we go. Now we get to sport a little bit more behind and all that good stuff. It was cutting off the hat. Well, it's cutting off my face a little bit too there. But anyway, that's all right. We got it going on. Good morning. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. A Thursday edition, October 14th. The man, the myth, the legend that is Sean Stanley by my side and driving this program. He's really, the guy that really drives all of this stuff and really makes it all happen. So we are along for the ride. It is Sean Stanley's world. We will have some fun, or at least we'll try for the next couple of hours here on the program. It's kind of an exciting day for some of us, I guess, right? Because only some of us like hockey. George Richards is going to join us in hour number 3. He'll join us at 12:30. So we can preview a little bit of the Okie team taking on the Penguins. I know when George comes on, then I'll get the text dropping in on the YouTube chat board, or maybe they'll even send it in on the text line at 855-912-1056, and they'll say, I hate hockey. Oh, why you got to talk about hockey and all that. So I don't know how many of you are getting more into hockey. I don't know how many of you don't really care about hockey or the start of the season. I do, because I've been dying for this team to get to the point where they're going to go deep into the playoffs and maybe even win a Stanley Cup. This ownership group has shown the ultimate commitment to trying to win everything. And they, in a way, it's eerily similar to what the Miami Heat have done. And I commend Vinny Viola and Doug Sifu for, in their own way, creating their own path, doing it their way, but still very much like the Heat in the influence. And they're trying to really establish their mark here. And what they're doing over by War Memorial and the hockey rink and helping, the upgrade that's going on there, which is phenomenal. Obviously, what they've done with the arena, what they've done with the improvements of the arena, the commitment they've made to the front office, the commitment they've made to the players. You can't ask any more from ownership. They've done everything possible. You know what I mean? It's time now for it to finally come together, and they've got a really good team, man. They are a goaltender away from challenging Tampa for a legit shot at the Stanley Cup. Not just the playoffs, not just a deep run. They have the best team in the universe in their division. That's the standard. The Lightning is the standard. And that's what they've got to go after. And they can score on this goalie. And they are not intimidated by this team, but they're not better than they are because they don't have the guy between the pipes. So we'll talk to George Richards today at 12:30, and we'll get his thoughts on what's going to happen there, because that's the one position that really can change everything. See, Tua can play well over the next 12 games for the Dolphins, but if the defense doesn't play better, they're still not going to be a great team. If they don't develop a running game, they're still not going to be a great team. And if the offensive line doesn't get to the point where they're really effing good, they're not going to be a great team. So there's a lot of things that come into it. The Panthers, they've got everything. They've got everything. They've got the coach. They've got the team. They've got the offense. They've got enough defense now. It's really up on to kind of complete the defense and everything. It's really up to the goalie. They get that one guy that, as the cliche says, can stand on his head. It's over. They can make a run and they can win the title. So that's the exciting part. They are literally one piece away from challenging for a Stanley Cup. And to me, that's going to be exciting as hell. Any of us that actually experienced the 90s with the Panthers, then you know what I'm talking about. Then you know how fun it is, how fun it can be, these kind of things. So it's super cool. And listen, I've been excited about the Panthers for many, many years. And I'm one of those guys that's in their corner, and I admire the hell out of this coaching staff. I think they do a great job, man. I really do. And they just need a couple of breaks to finally go their way, because they did everything possible. They went and got the goalie, and they thought they had the right guy, and it has not happened. And I would imagine that Bob is going to be on a really short leash this year, that if he doesn't get it done, then he's out, okay? And maybe he should go buy more. Maybe he should buy some, since he's on a short leash, he should get some SHIB leash. That's the other coin that that SHIB has. So maybe he should do that, get into crypto or something. What the hell? Just get lost or something, Bob. Please, leave us alone. God, no, I would like to see that guy retire. Well, who knows? Maybe he wakes up this year. I doubt it. I've lost all hope that we could get the Bob that was in Columbus. I really have. Anyway, so we got a lot of things to talk about. We got the hockey season opening up tonight. We got a little Thursday night football action too, and a decent game. Not a great game because the Eagles aren't great, but you get to see Brady and the boys, so that'll be fun. They'll go to 5-1. Eagles will drop to 2-4 when it's all said and done. But Buccaneers favored by 7 tonight against the Eagles. The over and under is 52.5. Buccaneers are minus 320 in the money line. Eagles are plus 250 in the money line. So we've got that. We got the Heat tonight also taking on the Hawks. So we are 1 week away. Tonight, starting the Panthers. Next Thursday, the Heat will start their season. So we've got that going on. And, considering our football teams aren't doing well, we kind of need this in a big time way. Although, I'm excited about Sunday. I am. I'm excited. And it's not so much to have the French toast that I had yesterday at Sports Grill, which was just, wow, the French toast was awesome, dude. The chicken and waddles were fantastic too. Yes, I'm looking forward to the food on Sunday. I know Sean's looking forward to the food on Sunday. That's for sure. Yeah, 2 thumbs up I see right there on the screen from Sean. So yes, we're looking forward to the food. Okay. But I am looking forward to the game. And I know some of you are like, come on, dude, they're 1-4. They're playing like crap. How can you? No, the fact that Tua's coming back, I'm super, super psyched about it. I'm just not going to go down that path where I'm going to bury myself in the negativity about everything going on. I'm going to give myself a chance to hopefully enjoy something about this season. And I'm hoping that it's Tua. And I'm hoping that he plays well. And I'm hoping that, he could give us some light at the end of the season so we can, feel better about the Dolphins, because that's really what we're down to. It's funny because our winter teams, we're thinking things fall into place. The Panthers can be in the Stanley Cup and even win it. Things fall into place. The Miami Heat can get to the NBA Finals. I don't know about win it, because they got to get through the Western Conference. And if the Lakers are there and they're healthy, that'll be a pain in the ass. But they got a shot here in the Eastern Conference. I mean, if this Brooklyn Nets mess is going to be what it is, that gives them a shot. Plus, Milwaukee, I know they're the champs, but Miami's got the kind of defense that can, stand up to those guys. And if everything goes well, they can get past Milwaukee. This kind of team, yes. Will it be easy? No. But I mean, these are the things that I'm thinking of with basketball and with hockey. With football, forget it. Look, the Canes, if they can win enough to go to a crappy bowl game, that would be, all right. And watching the development of Tyler Van Dyke, I guess. But for the Dolphins, playoffs are almost out of the question, really, pretty much. It's really all about Tua. It's what it's all about. So to me, there's still something to look forward to, and there's still something to be excited about. And a chance that if at the end of the year Tua's actually proves it, then you got a shot at actually building something towards the future, which to me, that's a bigger positive than I've felt for the Dolphins in a long, long time. So I definitely need that. So I'm not going to go down that negative path and put myself in this world of misery and just sit there and cry about not drafting Justin Herbert like I see a lot of you out there. Anyway, you want to get in the text line 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. We've got a pretty much open first 90 minutes of the show because we won't have a guest till 11:30 when we get Ira, and we'll preview a little bit of the Heat and the Hawks tonight. And we'll talk, I know they talked a little bit about his comments, Tyler's comments yesterday on Inside the Paint. If you missed it, you should go check it out. So we've got a couple things to talk about with Ira as we get ready for the Miami Heat back in action tonight against the Atlanta Hawks, who are 1-2 right now in the preseason. Not that the preseason matters whatsoever. Of course, you guys can chime in. Remember to smash the hell out of the like button. That is about the most important thing you'll do for us. That, and visit our great sponsors like Acura Pembroke Pines, where tomorrow we're going to be at Acura Pembroke Pines having some fun out there, Sean and myself. So come on out to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Many ways to meet us this weekend, by the way. And I know a lot of you want to meet Sean because he is the real talent on the show. So you can meet Sean tomorrow at Acura up Pembroke Pines. Then on Saturday, Sean and I will be out there at Caneswear in Davie at 2511 South University Drive. They're in Davie. And we're going to start off, what, Sean, about 11 a.m., right? Is 11 a.m. a good time for you? 11 a.m. we'll be on tomorrow. Not the normal 10 a.m. It's Saturday. This is a bonus show. So we're, it's a relaxed type of show on Saturday there. So we'll be there at 11 a.m., ready to rock and roll for a couple of hours. So come on out and join us. Come by, say hi. You can meet Sean. You can grab something to wear for the Canes-Jags game at Sports Grill in Miami Lakes, since we're going to be open at 9 a.m. for you to order a delicious breakfast and watch Tua kick absolute ass on Sunday. And then on Sunday, we'll be at Sports Grill in Miami Lakes. It's a beautiful thing, dude. So we got 3 live shows out on the road over the next 3 days. And good news also, Sean. Sean's finding out about this the same time you guys are. I got news from Hialeah Park because we had a little bit of delays. The Seminoles had delays also with sports gaming. So we had delays too. And so we're going to end up starting in Hialeah Park next month, actually. So just a couple of weeks in November, we will start broadcasting out there at Hialeah Park every week. Every Monday, we'll be out there. So looking forward to it. So another way that we're going to be out there. And by the way, if your business wants to be a part of our show and wants to team up with us, since we're growing and we'd love to grow our sponsorships, obviously, please reach out to us on my Twitter handle at Big O Show. The DMs are open. Of course, you can email me at bigoradioshow@yahoo.com and on Twitter, Big O Show. So there you go. Email, Twitter, and text line. That's right. 855-912-1056. 855-912-1056. So if your business wants to be a part of our show and team up with us, great way to promote your business with us, since this is probably the most listened to sports talk show now in South Florida. I mean, we got to be honest, right? I don't think there's another sports show that's dedicated to local sports here in South Florida that's downloading over 50,000 a day and over 1.5 million a month, right? I'm pretty sure no show on 560 or 790 is doing that. So this is now the most listened to sports talk show in South Florida, which thanks to all of you out there. And we appreciate it on behalf of Ira and Omar and Alan Pupar and Manny Navarro and Clay Ferraro and Joe Shad and all the great people. And, of course, the real talent on the entire damn program, which is Sean Stanley. We all know that. And so on behalf of all of us, thank you out there, man, because that is just an absolute honor to be able to rock with you guys out there and get the kind of response that we've gotten so far. By the way, the Caneswear border, Sean, looks good with all the flags behind me, right? Like with all the banners. That actually is a cool look. I got to say. We added a couple the last couple of days. I threw in a Strikers and a Miami FC in there. I want to get one of the Hurricanes. Probably replace one, but and put the Hurricanes in there because I gotta get something. I mean, we've got Canes back there anyways in our collection, but we've got a little bit of everything in our collection. I mean, who the hell is going to put right there, Miami Soul, huh? Who's going to have a Miami Soul banner? I mean, that's hardcore right there. That's hardcore. Although I should put my Miami Hooters helmet in here too, right? Because that would really okay, that's pure hardcore, all kinds of South Florida sports, which is a beautiful thing. Anyway, 855-912-1056. You want to ask me anything in sports, local, life, music, crypto, you name it, whatever it is, send it in on the chat board, send it in on the text line, 855-912-1056, or on email too if you need to get into a little bit of a longer message. You can do it also on email at bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. And by the way, still looking, okay, for a salesperson or two to join our program. You must have, he or she must have radio or TV sales experience. If you do not have radio or TV sales experience, it's all right. I appreciate it, but no, you've got to have it. So if you can, because I appreciate those that have reached out, but I need somebody to work on this show that's got the qualifications and the connections already in the business. And that's extremely important. That's, trust me, I know it is because I've been at this for over 3 decades. So I know it is very important. So if you do have the experience and you're looking for a job and teaming up with the most listened to local sports talk show in South Florida, please reach out to us at Big O Radio Show at yahoo.com and on the text line 855-912-1056 or on DM on my Twitter handle at Big O Show. Dougie Fresh chimes in with a little love on the super chat. He says, writing a script for a new show. Urban Meyer, failed life coach. Episode 1, Urban ditches wife, takes grandkids to a sports bar where he grabs the magic zone of a stranger while they watch. Yeah. I like it. Teach them young. Teach them how to do it. All I know is that when Flo beats Urban Meyer's ass this week, don't shake hands, Flo. Okay? Whatever you do, Flo, don't shake hands with Urban Meyer. You don't know where those fingers have been. We are in the middle of a pandemic. There is stuff being spread all around. And it's not just COVID. You don't know where those fingers have been. You have no idea what orifice he has been exploring. So, Flo, do me a favor. Don't shake hands with Urban, because then you shake hands with one of your, co-workers, assistant coaches, players, and now we're spreading Urban stank on the Dolphins. I don't want Urban stank on the Dolphins. We got enough issues right now. We don't need Urban stank on the Dolphins. I know we've only got 1 win, but they've got none. And after this weekend, they'll have 2, and they'll still have none. But the key is you want to walk away from that matchup without shaking hands. But if they shake hands, what we need now is somebody's got to have Clorox wipies with them. So that way, once they shake hands, whoever the PR director is that has to chase around Flo. Years ago, it was Harvey Green, right? So it would take, Harvey would have to then, in this moment, he would carry around some Clorox wipes. And, hey, coach, here you go. Here's a wipey. You just shook hands with Urban. So when you walk away from Urban, if you're forced to shake that hand that you don't know where those fingers have been, please have a Clorox wipe ready to go. I think it's imperative. I think it's important. We don't want Urban stank in South Florida. We don't want Urban stank on the players. We don't want Urban stank on Flo. We don't want Urban stank on the assistant coaches. We don't want Urban stank on the plane. Okay? Now, you guys ever watch what's that called? Damn it. No, Clash of the Titans. Now, in the original Clash of the Titans, remember they've got Medusa's head. And then Perseus, is that his name? I think, is the guy that was sent down and was turned into a monster in the underworld, whatever his name is. Not Perseus, right? It's not Perseus. But anyway, whatever. He was sent down, whatever, and he attacks the camp at night when they're sleeping. And Medusa's head is hanging from a tree inside a bag. Remember that? Cloth bag. And he stabs it. And then blood drops on the floor. And what happens? Those blood drops turn into these giant scorpions. Well, the stank off of Urban Meyer will turn into some giant being that will then destroy the Dolphins. So it's very important you keep Urban stank on that side of the field. I feel bad for the people in London. We gave them the Jets. We gave them the Falcons. Now we're giving them Dolphins, Jags, which really isn't entertaining for them, to be honest. And we're giving them Urban's dirty fingers. I'm not. I wonder how. I wonder how London's actually allowing Urban in. You think about it. This is a guy that carries around a lot of germs because he's sticking fingers all over the place, every orifice he can find. So this is a guy that, I don't know, man. I mean, CSI would have a field day with the epithelials that are inside his nails. I mean, they would just find countless amount of people under those nails. I don't know. Just don't shake hands. That's all I got to say. Don't shake hands. Flo, stay away from that thing. And I'm being nice by calling Urban Meyer a thing. That's all I'm saying. What a movie reference. I'm just being honest. Urban stank and sweat off those fingers is kind of like Medusa's blood. Can't do anything about that. These are facts. These are facts. I don't know if you know about this law that's in place. I don't even know if Flo's knows about this law. But apparently, if you lose to Stanky Fingers Urban Meyer in London, you are actually banished to an island with a volcano. I don't know if you guys know about that law. But yeah, there's a law you cannot lose to Stanky Fingers Urban Meyer in London because the penalty is enormous. It's not that you drop to 1-5. It's not that you give them their first victory. No. They cast you off like Tom Hanks to an island with a volcano. 1, you lost Urban Meyer. 2, you probably shook his hands. They really need to disinfect you, so they just throw you in an island full of molten lava. So yeah, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. So just saying, don't lose to Urban Meyer. You don't want to lose to Stanky Fingers. They should change the Jaguars helmet to like some fingers. Instead of a Jaguar jumping through, just fingers. That's all. Urban's fingers. I think that would actually, really right now, that's kind of their logo. Stanky Fingers. The Jaguar Stanky Fingers. Or Stanky Digits. Since we're in this digital world, right? Stanky Digits. We can do something like that. Big O, you got a shout out this morning from Dolph Freaky on the Clock Blockers show over your take on generation gap with Finns losing for the last 25 years. Well, thank you all out there, Dolph Freaky, and anybody else out there in the Dolphin Nation. I love you all out there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Urban's hands will be on the Rolling Stones reissue of Sticky Fingers. But I think he's more like Stanky Fingers. What happens if the Jags beat the Finns? Whose head will be on the chopping block? Andy, I just told you, you get banished to an island with a volcano. So this is serious stuff here. You got to win this week. Just saying. Shine a black light on Urban Meyer's office and desk. Nightmare. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Can you imagine Urban Meyer goes into your store to buy something and then he has to sign with one of your pens? That pen is just polluted after that. I wouldn't be surprised if it melts after he leaves. Maybe Urban Liar should wear a glove like Michael Jackson. Yeah. Or latex. Something like that. Latex glove might be good. So lava's the ultimate disinfectant. Yeah, dude. Ask Trump. He says to drink it. It'll take away the COVID. Let's see. That was too easy, by the way. That was just too easy. That was like one of those volleys that you have to like slam. It's just right there for you, right for the taking. So, that was, but I appreciate you giving me that lob. That was good. That was good. That was excellent. All right, so what do we got going on here on the show? Ira will join us at 11:30 with our Acura Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat, and NBA report. We'll do that at 11:30. At 12:30, my man George Richards from Florida Hockey Now, FloridaHockeyNow.com. Make sure you go to the website. Make sure you follow George Richards on Twitter at George Richards. He's been doing his own thing, since they really don't cover hockey locally. So George has to do it. I mean, without George and David Dwork, we really wouldn't have a lot of hockey coverage. I know they're going to make, Barry do it because Barry covers 87 sports. That man is amazing. Now, while he is terrible with our show and with me and not really mentioning us, right? But that's fine. He mentions all the other stuff. If we're involved in something negative, like we lose our jobs or something, he's more than happy to, publish that. But, the other stuff, all the positive stuff that's going on, right? That we've created a sports hub that people like Ira and Omar and Joe Shad and Alan Poupar and Manny Navarro and Clay Ferraro, and they have a stage every week to reach out to their fans multiple times a week. You know what I mean? And all that unbiased coverage that we can give it. No coverage for that, right? No coverage. Yeah, it's all right. But he'll mention everything negative. That's all right. That's all right. That's all good. But Barry does a great job on the sports side. And he's probably going to have to be. So that guy is going to be on the Canes beat, the Dolphins beat, the Panthers beat, the Marlins beat, the Heat beat. He writes articles for everything, dude. It's amazing. Anyway, so we got a bunch of things to talk about today on the program. George Richards will stop by at 12:30, so we'll talk a little Panthers with him. Panthers are favored by 1.5 goals tonight against the Penguins. Over and under is 6.5 goals. And why not? Bob is starting, so you got to expect that they're going to score some goals. It's not like Bob is going to go out there and blank them, which would be nice if he did it, but that's the only part that sucks, that I'm already starting the season thinking, let's just get to Spencer Knight already. Like, I've seen enough of Bob already. I get Bob is stealing money without a gun and a mask. I get it. All good. So we'll talk to George Richards about that. Classy move by the Washington football team. They are going to retire Sean Taylor's number, his 21. So that is a very cool move on their part. Listen, the Washington football team doesn't really do a lot of things, a lot of the right things. They screw up a lot in that organization, obviously, from the top down. But this is one that's well-deserved because there's a young man that was on track to be one of the great safeties of all time. We all know that he's one of the greatest talents to ever play that position. He was freakish, you know what I'm saying? And he was growing as a player, as a person, like all of us do, most of us do, as we get older. And it's a shame because obviously he was finding his way and had a beautiful family and everything, and losing his life for absolutely nothing, which was just total garbage. To lose somebody for no reason at all because of a bunch of punks. It's just disgusting. And it's sad. And obviously someone that we all talk about year in and year out every time, his anniversary comes around. So it's nice to see that they're going to retire Sean Taylor's number on Sunday and give him the due that he deserves. And his family, I'm sure, will be there to enjoy that moment. That organization did embrace him. I'm not a Daniel Snyder fan, but I will say when Daniel Snyder likes you, you're in, bro. And that was one guy that he definitely had a lot of love for. And Snyder has never forgotten him. Snyder has always been a guy that has been right there to remember Sean Taylor. And that's, I give him a little, I got to give him a little respect for that. Not that I respect Dan Snyder as an owner. I wouldn't want him owning my football team or none of that, but he's done right by Sean Taylor's, reputation and his name and number and all that, and his place, let's put it that way, in the organization. He's done right by him. So I got to give him, a little love for that. Big O on Most Informed Sports for all sports down here. Well, thank you, Thomas. That's too kind. Probably not true, but too kind. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Forget about following Flo with Clorox wipes. Follow him around with a penicillin shot. It's a good point. It's a good point because you shake hands, it seeps into your pores. Might just get into his blood system or something. Maybe penicillin is the right thing. You could be right. Urban is like the little monkey in the movie Outbreak. Felix Rosales says, Big O, I know the Finns are desperate right now to put Tua in for this Sunday, but if we want to at least see the kid's potential in the NFL, we cannot put him in this early. Why? The O-line is no good. Well, the O-line gave Brissett some time this week. They actually did all right. My brother, you got to find out something about Tua. You have no choice. Because while I believe he can be a hell of a player in this league with the right people in front of him, of course, he doesn't have the body to be that guy. It doesn't matter what I believe. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter what the coaches believe. It doesn't matter what the front office believes. They literally have to see it. And you can't just sit him down for the whole year and wait for the offensive line to develop. We've been waiting for that offensive line to develop for 20 years, dude. The offensive line has been a problem here forever. Once in a while, there'll be flashes, there'll be streaks, there'll be a couple games, a half a season, something that you'll see. Even the unicorn stuff that Omar loves to have fun with, that wasn't the whole year. That was only certain games that they were healthy. They weren't healthy all year long, those guys. They weren't together in every game. That was kind of how the story began, because you noticed that when they were healthy and playing, you were productive. But of course you were. Those were all guys that were either former Pro Bowlers or close to playing at a higher level, that kind of stuff. So the offensive line issue has been going on forever, man. If you're going to wait for that, then Tua will never play. Because we've been waiting for a long time for a good O-line. And they got better this past week. And you know what? You're playing a really bad team this week. This is the week you want to play him. Let me explain something to you. If you were dumb enough to play him last year off of hip surgery against the Rams without knowing the offense, this year he knows the offense. He's healthier. And I don't know, maybe the line from last week might be better than they were last year, period. So if you're willing to start him against the Rams and those dogs on that line, then this is not so bad, okay? The Jags are a terrible team. They're discombobulated. They're not playing well. You got to play it, man. You got to play it. Let's see what else. O-line is slowly improving. Get Jesse Davis out of here. Move Hunt to right tackle and put McKinney at right guard. You almost feel like that's the inevitable, right? That's that's the screwed up part. Like people were talking about Austin Jackson, move him into guard, and it took them forever to figure it out to move him to guard. And you almost feel the same way that Jesse Davis's days are numbered at right tackle. And if you play him there, all you're doing is risking more damage to Tua. So why not just get Hunt in there already? You know he has the skill set. Why not play him? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Tua will get Gesicki involved early this Sunday. Big game for Mike this week. I hope so. I truly hope so. It would be nice. What else do we have here on the text line that's been very, very Big O, are you staking Cardano, and how did you decide what staking pool to choose? I'm wondering if I can find a better staking pool. Joel, I don't know what you're using, I stake all my stuff on crypto.com. I know you can go directly to Cardano and do it, and they had a window that passed already where you can get a pretty high percentage, but I do everything on crypto.com pretty much. You know, I'm gonna you know what? I'm gonna post it here. I'm gonna give you guys a little something that if you want to do it, you can go ahead and do it. I'm going to post the link right now on my Twitter page. I just did it at Big O Show. If you guys want to make, okay, I am not a financial advisor. I just want you to know you do whatever you want with your money. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing with my money. And if you want to do it yourself, you can do it yourself. I gave this tip to a couple of friends of mine that are hardcore into crypto. And I find this as the easiest way to make money. And Joel, since you're talking about Cardano and you want staking, okay, and you want a great percentage, I got something for you, Ming. All right. So I've been telling you for a while about OK Coin, and Miami Coin, right? Miami Coin can only be found at OK Coin, which is a crypto exchange market. And Miami Coin right now is at, you see it there? 283, 2 cents. High 2 cents. 281 now. Okay. It's been fluctuating between 2.5 and 2.9 the last 4 or 5 days. When a crypto coin comes out or a stock comes out, you never buy it initially when it comes out. Never. Rarely do you buy something when it comes out and then it just continues to climb. So rare. What's normal is it comes out, it pumps a little, and then it has a drop before it starts to consolidate and then start to climb if it has the potential. So Miami Coin came out 2 months ago at 5 cents. I want you to pay attention to this because this is an easy way to make money, like super easy. All right. So Miami Coin comes out at 5 cents. It climbs to 5.88 cents, almost 6. I didn't buy it. I watched it because I don't buy anything when it comes out. It then starts to drop. Drops to 4, drops to 3, drops all the way to 1 cent. So I bought, and I'll tell you exactly what I did. I put $90 on Miami Coin at 1.1 cent. It then goes on to climb back up to like 4 to 5 cents and comes right back down again. And it had hung around the 2.5 to 3 cent area, let's just say. Okay. So I bought my Miami Coin. You can stake the Miami Coin on OK Coin. Listen to me now. you stake it at 430%. Are you listening to me? I got my $90 and I staked it at 430% on OKCoin. So about a month later, which was about 2 days ago, 3 days ago or whatever, I see there's $82 in my account. I put 90 in. Now, when you stake it, I staked it for 6 months. I won't see it till March. I can't touch it. I can't move the $90. I can't see it. It is staked. What staking is that they use that to then loan. And then the interest that they're making off the loan, you're making off that loan. Now, I can't explain 430%, but I have $82 in my account 3 days ago. And they pay you in Stacks coin. And if you go look at Stacks, STAX, on the crypto exchange, the Miami coin is on the Stacks network. And the next coin will be Paris. The next coin in the United States will be San Francisco. The idea is to have city coins all over the world. It'll be currency that people can use inside their city. It can also be interchangeable because it's all on the Stacks network. Okay? So the idea is to build up this whole city coin thing all over the world. Miami was the first. So I get $82 of interest in the first month because it fluctuated from the 1.1 cent till up to 5, back down 4, 3, 2, and it stayed inside the 2 to $3 cent range. So I ended up making $82. So I get it. I get $82 a stack. You know what I did? I sold the stack, the $82. I bought Cardano, and I staked that at 7.2%. So off the first payment, I've already made $82 off $90. They're going to pay me more and more for the next couple of months because it's 430% of $90. So I'm going to get all that. So every time they pay me in stack, I sell it and I buy Cardano. So next month that they give me stack, whether it's $50, $60, $80, $100, whatever it fluctuates, right? I'll sell the stack, I'll buy Cardano, and stake it again on OKCoin for 7.2%. The percentages fluctuate because I saw it yesterday because my daughter did it, and she got it at 7.1. I got it at 7.2, so it fluctuates a little. But it's 7% that you can get on your Cardano. And Cardano is going to explode to $5 to $7 by the end of the year. And it's at 230 now. So that's going to explode, and you're going to get more on that. I'm just telling you. I put the link on Big O Show on Twitter where you could get $100 Bitcoin, split it up between us. You get 50, I get 50. So if you sign up to OKCoin, you can do what I told you. You can stake your Miami coin, get 430% back. Then that you can keep the stacks if you want because it's gone up. It was like at 170. It went over $2 now. So the stacks is working, but I'm not interested in stacks. So I sold it. You can buy Bitcoin, you can buy Ethereum, you can buy Matic, but I wanted to restake because where you go to earn on the app, which is the second button from the right on the bottom of the app, you'll see earn, and you'll see Miami Coins, the top one, at 430% interest, and then you'll see all the other ones. Polkadot's like 14%. You can buy Polkadot and then stake it at like 14% or something. It's pretty amazing. So I get the $90 and I've already turned it into 80 because I ended up paying a service fee, of course. So I turned it into $80 of Cardano, and then I staked that to get 7% off of that. That's called making your money work for you over and over again. So that's a little tip. If you want to go to OKCoin, I've got the link there on my Twitter page at Big O Show on Twitter. So hit it if you want and get Miami Coin and stake it. And it is telling you. You are welcome, by the way. You're all welcome because you're all going to make hundreds of dollars off of this. Maybe thousands, actually, in the end, because Cardano's going to explode, and you'll have Cardano, and you'll stake that, and you'll get 7% on that. So you'll just keep making. I mean, you'll turn whatever. Like, I'm going to turn my $90 into, by the time I'm done, it'll be well over $1,000. I'll turn $90 into well over $1,000. I'm just saying. I put the link there on Twitter. I saw that, and I tried it out, and it worked. And after I saw the interest I got the first go around, I'm like, okay, this is amazing. So have some fun out there, man. That'll be your first experience in crypto for some of you out there. Yes. Let's see. What else do we have? Tua will get us a win. We will go on a 4-game winning streak, get above 500, and hope will be restored. Go Tua. That's what Hawaii Dolphin says. That would be really nice, man. That would be really nice. I thought the left side of the offensive line and run and pass block well last game against a very good, talented defenders. I'm with you, man. I thought they did all right. Tua's going to be playing. Remember, I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Your job is, by the time Tua gets back, to be better on the O-line. They are slightly better. They're not where you want to be, but they are slightly better. And now you're playing a really bad team. This is perfect storm to start them off and get them going. Let's see. Blue Tie, why are you here? What's going on with Blue Tie? I don't know. What did he do now? Let's see. What else do we have here? Run defense needs to step up. Robinson's a stud and one of the best backs the team has faced this season. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. And let's hope that they're up to the challenge of stopping Robinson. Happy Thursday, Big O. I saw No Time to Die last night, and I was really shocked with the James Bond ending. Go see it if you get a chance. You will be shocked to see it. G from Pennsylvania. Okay. I think I may go, but I want to go like during the day, matinee or something like that. I told my wife, maybe I'll go next week when I get off of the show one day that I may not have something to do in the afternoon. I'll go check it out maybe next week, because that's one of the few that will get me to go to the theater. I'm not much of a theater guy anymore. I just hate the vibe in the theater nowadays. People talking all the time and all that. Never go on weekends anymore. So I try to go when there's very few people there and it's nice and quiet and I know I can watch the movie and there's no BS. Big Bob, of course, with the random thoughts. Jim Druckenmiller was a bust. Yes, he was. Tremolio says that the prediction for the week is 24-14 Jags win. Unfortunately, sadly, Flo steps down after this game. There we go. That's it. Tua will get us a win. We will go over a 4-game winning streak. Hey, bro, I got a pork neck too, bro. I don't know what's the deal with the pork necks now. What why are you guys so interested in pork necks? I don't get it. Maybe in some pork. Or maybe you're like Urban Meyer. You're just thinking of porking. I mean, it's all kinds of ways of looking at it. You know? I got to mention something that I saw. Michelle Kaufman, she's going to join us tomorrow to talk a little bit about Inter Miami. And listen, I'm not going to get too much into soccer because I know it's not relevant right now. The team's not going anywhere anyways. But just, listen, when teams go through this, and whether it's the Heat or the Dolphins or the Marlins or the Panthers, they all go through it. They go through a moment that maybe they shouldn't be doing something. Years ago, we all had the open discussion, should you pay Whiteside or not? And those of you that have followed the show, I was so against paying Whiteside. It wasn't even funny. All right? I understood it in the end, what they were trying to do, because they might be right, the potential and all that, and what they had developed up to that point, they thought they could get more. And I get it. They're the organization that's gotten the most out of most players that have come through. And they did, actually, in Whiteside's case, they did get more out of that bum than almost anybody else ever has. But I still knew that, so it doesn't matter how good the organization is. Okay? They all go through moments that you and I are going, please don't do this. Don't do that. It's not good for you. And it's so obvious. Let me give the Inter Miami Club Football a little advice. You need to take a step back and you need to take care of business on the field and stop worrying about the referees and a call or two. Look, in the history of time, we know calls aren't going to go your way. Sometimes they're going to go your way, and sometimes they're not going to go your way. You're going to get the break of a call, and you're going to lose out because of another call. And in the end, where it all balances out is who you are as an organization. And Inter Miami needs to focus on who they are as an organization. And Phil Neville overall has been handed a shitty team, a poorly constructed team by Paul McDonough and company. Whoever else was involved with Paul McDonough in creating that team, they did a shitty job. All right? And now this whole controversy comes out where you got Phil Neville ripping into the referees. Now you've got the referees filing a complaint against Inter Miami. Let me ask you something, Inter Miami. If you think the referees were against you, how do you think they're going to react now when you're publicly berating them? And they may say, oh, well, we're going to do our job. Yeah, they probably will. But if there's a borderline call, and it's a call that could go either way, and now you pissed off the referees, there's a good chance that call may not end up going your way now. So fix your team. Start to play better on the pitch. Have more discipline on the pitch. Get better players. Don't sign the wrong people as DP, like Pizarro. That's a disaster. Like, who the hell signs Matuidi as a DP? I couldn't say my honest opinion because I was working for the club at that time. But now I'm not working for the club, so I can be objective about this. And you don't sign a defender unless you found your own young scorers that are Americans and not counting against your DPs. But since you didn't do that, and since Robbie isn't that, and since you didn't get Daryl DK, and you missed on him twice, not once, but 2 times. I mean, Inter Miami had the number 1 and number 3 picks in the top 5 picks, and Daryl DK, the best player, fell to number 5 at Orlando. That's like 2 Justin Herberts going at 6 and 7. And you're watching one Justin Herbert, and then you're watching another, whatever his name is, from whatever school, 2 quarterbacks that would be kicking ass, and yours is not. Same thing. 2 times. They passed him up. They have been as incompetent as it gets. They have been embarrassing. They got the largest fine in league history for cheating. Dude, fix your house first. before you start pointing fingers like a sore loser, because that's exactly what Inter Miami looks like. They look like a bunch of sore losers. They can't do anything right, and they're going to actually pick on somebody else. It's embarrassing. So I'm just suggestion to Inter Miami. I love you guys. I root for you guys. I want you guys to have success. Shut the hell up. Take care of your own business first. Become a really good team. And then you can go after somebody when you get something that you deserve. But when you're a scrub team and all you're worried about is a scrappy win here or there that can barely put you anywhere near the playoffs anyways as it is, shut the hell up already. When you become an elite team and you literally get robbed from something, then complain. But for now, take care of your own business, dude. God. Fines, whining about referees. It's just embarrassing. Stop already, dude. It's become an embarrassment is what it is. You want to have fun, but it's like, it reminds you of the Dolphins in the era of Bullygate and all those kind of things are going on. And you're a fan and you're just embarrassed. Like Marlins fans. We're just embarrassed to be Marlins fans. Because everything that's happened in the Loria era and then the fire sales from the past and everything else. And now we've got an ownership group that we don't even know if they're going to spend or not. Now they say they're going to spend, but let's see. You can't blame others for your shortcomings. The Marlins have nobody to blame but themselves. Inter Miami has nobody to blame but themselves. The Dolphins right now, where they're at, they got no one to blame but themselves. The Canes, where their football program is, it's on them. You don't point the fingers at anybody else. Your incompetence is the reason why you're in this position. And Inter Miami, you got a shitload of incompetence. Stop making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Stop whining like little bitches, dude, about a referee call. That's loser talk. And look at the standings. That's what you are. You're losers. So shut the hell up. Play the game the right way. Be professionals about it. Make good decisions. You got some great supporters groups, and you got people here that are dying like me for a great football team in town, not just American, but our soccer team. Damn, dude. Hour number 2 is next.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. You're tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, aka the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchased with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Yes, sir. Our number dos here on the program. Hope you all are doing well. Yes, it's a beautiful thing. Big O, shouldn't we let Tua heal some more? Feel like he's going to come out now. He will get hit again and make it season-ending injury. Listen, plenty of guys have come back from this kind of an injury. And if it's as long as it's not broken ribs, he's fine. If it's just, they're probably hairline fractures. And if he has the jacket on, he should be fine. You get rid of it quickly, you'll be fine. I mean, it's just part of the game, man. You listen, he'll never be 100%. I don't even know if that guy could ever be 100%. He's probably always going to be nicked up one way or another. So I think right now you've got to find out about him. You need these 12 games because I hate to say it, the Rodgers-Watson thing is going to be there in the offseason. I don't want it. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to see Flo fired. I don't want to see Greer fired. I don't want to see Tua go. I'm tired of changes. I want these guys to succeed. I can't argue with any of you out there. I can't discuss this. I have nothing to stand on. Right now, I can't defend Flo. I can't defend Greer, and I can't defend Tua. I get it. None of them are succeeding right now. I understand all of that. It's frustrating as hell. But we got to find out. And Tua's got to play. And he's got to be if he's taking the field, that means he's healthy enough to play. You know, Aaron Rodgers came back from one of his collarbone injuries or fractures, and they were worried about him re-injuring it again, but you had to play. You have to get him back out there. And this offseason, you've got this whole Watson, Aaron Rodgers thing that is going to rear its ugly head again. So these 12 games are imperative to find out if you can make a determination on Tua, because it's two ways. You know, some guy sent me one this morning. How long do you think Tua will last? And I'm like, well, he lasted all last season. So why do I have to think that he's going to break down again? You know, it's all narratives, right? He didn't get injured last year. And he got slammed and hit pretty good. This time around, dude, he got blindsided. And, I mean, that was like I don't know. Sean, do you see any WWE slams better than the one that Tua got? Because that was pretty close to WWE style, the way they slammed his ass. I mean, Sean's Mr. Wrestling, but he hasn't seen a lot of those kind of slams, even in wrestling. So it's funny, like, oh, well, how long is he going to last? Well, he lasted last year. Why? And the line was bad too. I'm not. You got to find out about him. You got to play him. And here's the other thing. If you go down this road with Jacoby Brissett, by the end of the year, you're going to definitely want to fire Flo. I'm not saying I'm going to want to fire Flo, but I'm saying most of you that want to fire Flo, nothing's going to change with Brissett. So if we have any chance of feeling better about the Dolphins, about them, that even, okay, at the end of the year, we could say, well, dude, they effed up the first 5 games, but the last 12, they played really well, and Tua played well, and they won a lot of games, and they played smart football. And then we can kind of chalk it up to, damn, they screwed up the first couple games. And in football, you can't screw up that much because you'll screw up your season. And then now I can roll into next year because you could say, all right, you got to tweak this, tweak that, but you're on your way. But if Tua doesn't play at all and you keep going down this Jacoby Brissett road, you'll never feel better about the team because Jacoby Brissett gives you zero hope. So Tua has to play for the betterment of everything. Your emotions, my emotions, our feelings about the team, the future, the players in the locker room. They can't feel hopeful every week that they prepare when they've got Jacoby Brissett as their quarterback. Receivers are going to get tired of running deep routes when they know his ass is scared to throw them deep. And he's just going to be check down Charlie. So you got to play Tua because Tua has the potential of releasing everything for us and making us feel a little better about the season. Without Tua, there is no hope. Everything comes down from the Tua tree. He plays well, it affects Flores, it affects Greer. He plays well, it affects the team. He plays well, it affects the fans. And all in a positive way. He doesn't play, it's a negative all across the board for all of us. There's nothing there to build on. Just look at what's happened the last couple of weeks. I'm just being honest. We need Tua, man. We need Tua. And in a perfect world, we need Tua, and we need Tua to succeed. Big O, do you think there's a connection to why we drafted smaller players, i.e. Tua, not Herbert, Waddle, not Chase? No. I keep thinking this. I keep thinking that the coach has a love affair with Alabama players. Coach loves Alabama players. That's what I keep thinking, my brother. The connection with Belichick and the Belichick-Saban, friendship and all that stuff. And this dude, Raekwon Davis, and it's Tua, and it's Jalen Waddle, and it's just there's this thing about Alabama players. And I think that that's what it is. It's not so much the size. It's the preparation, where they're coming from, the foundation of who they are and the atmosphere that they came from, that he must feel they're more NFL ready than most players, which, by the way, is true. But, what can I tell you? Big O, do you think X is injured and now not practicing or just waiting for the offseason to get traded? My thought, either way, it doesn't help him in getting his contract renegotiated. Thomas, just get his ass out of here, bro. I'm tired of X. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of what is he now injured or I'm just tired. There's always something with him, bro. Haven't I been saying this already for a while? There's always something with X. There's some bullshit drama that goes on with this guy all the damn time. I'm done with X. Just get him out of here. If they can trade him before the trading deadline, get him out of here. If they can trade him at the end of the season, get him the F out of here. That's all. I think I've been clear about this for a long time now. And I was right in the offseason. They should have traded his ass. You wouldn't have to put up with everything that's gone on so far this year. After all this crap that you want the money and you don't play, I'm just tired of X, dude. Tired. Dana Buse says, I'm looking forward to Tua coming back. I think Brissett is terrible, slow. He misses throws and won't even throw the deep ball. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing there. Big Bob reminds us the Red Hot Chili Peppers at Hard Rock on the 30th. You want a little breaking news? You won't hear anywhere else? You ready? Rolling Stones are coming to the Hard Rock. Not stadium. Yeah. The casino. Yeah. And you'll be paying for the cheap seats $1,000. Okay? Stones at the Hard Rock. It's going to be a hell of a show. To be able to see it there, that's pretty cool. But just so you know, Stones at the Hard Rock Arena. All righty. So there you go. But I knew about the Red Hot Chili Peppers on August 30th. But thank you, Big Bob. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you for looking out. Flo got too cute with coaching and thought he could bypass stellar running backs and O-line for guys off the street and second-rate draft picks like others from the Belichick tree. You need to do a weekly segment with Eddie K. Ed Kaplan, the man, the myth, the legend. One of my idols in the business. One of the reasons, the main reason why, by the way, that I wanted to become a sports talk show host is Ed Kaplan. Obviously, Hank and guys like Neil and Mad Dog and Joe obviously helped out, but Eddie K was the first guy that got me completely hooked on sports talk radio. Love Eddie K, man. Great human being. I thought for a second Big O was going to say breaking news, X got traded, LOL. Hey, dude, that's pretty good breaking news. You haven't heard that anywhere else. Just saying. Anybody tell you the Stones are coming in the Hard Rock Arena? Anybody? Bueller? So, there you go. Nothing wrong with that. That's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to pay a lot of money, but it's going to be a lot of fun. 855-912-1056. You got a question, any question. You want to chime in on sports, life, love. Well, we'll help you with your love life here on the show. Crypto, music, you name it. Who knows? You might remind me of some news that I have in my head that I haven't broken, that I forgot, because I've had that Stones thing in my head for a couple of days. I forgot about it. And if Big Bob doesn't mention it, I completely let it go that I had the Stones coming to Hard Rock Arena. Oh, Lordy. All right. Great show, Big O. Sometimes I catch Joy Taylor's negative comments about Tua on the Coward Show. Why does Joy have so much animosity for Tua? It's like he's pissed in her Wheaties or something. I don't remember her flapping her gums that during the 7 torturous years of Tannehill. Dude, I don't know. I don't know if Joy. I thought I thought I saw Joy Taylor with a Tua shirt on. See, the thing is, you guys listen to that show. I don't. So I don't know anything about her with negative Tua comments. I know I saw something a while back about people going after her on social media. I didn't listen to it, but then I saw her post a picture of her in a Tua jersey. So I don't know if she's just maybe she's just, disillusioned by everything. I got a couple buddies of mine that love Tua, and now they're completely off the Tua bandwagon. I think we all know those Dolph fans, right? I mean, look, most Dolph fans aren't like me that are patient and saying right now, hey, look, I know it looks like shit right now. I get it. We're frustrated. But let's be a little more patient with everybody in the organization. And people don't want to be patient with Greer. They don't want to be patient with Flo, and they don't want to be patient with Tua, or a mixture of one of them only, or whatever. We have a lot of fans like that. So maybe again, I don't watch or listen to Colin Cowherd. The only time I end up running into it, it's if you guys bring it up or you send me a video or something. So I have no idea her stance on Tua. I can only go by what I saw on social media the other day. And we talked about this. So I don't know what her feelings are, dude. I don't listen to it. I don't know what her feelings were before or during or after. I'm not exactly sure. But I do know that there's a bunch of you that supposedly are mad at Joy Taylor. She looks like a fantastic person. And I don't know her from a hole in the wall, dude. I don't think I've even ever met her, actually. So, not sure. Not sure. Who the F is Dan McGuire? It's Mark McGuire's brother. He's 6'10", played for San Diego State, I believe, at quarterback, and was a bust in the NFL. He was, put it this way, he makes Jacoby Brissett look fast. Yeah. Yeah. Fred Davis, that's just wrong, dude. That's just wrong. John Russell says, should this thing really go bad and Flo is fired, is there a coach out there that can fix us? I see Doug Peterson's name thrown around. Right now, I don't know if Flo's going to make it or not. I'm gonna hope that Flo makes it. I don't even want to get into that hypothetical yet, because what for? We don't even know if that coach will be available or not. Somebody else might hire him after we even talk about this a month later, 3 months later. Maybe they're never interested. Maybe they're not that good. So it's just one of those things that I don't want to even entertain at this point. We'll entertain that if they actually do make a change. Then we'll start to talk about that and what direction that they should go in. But I'm sorry. I'm gonna hope that Flo and Greer and Tua all succeed here. Okay, I get it, man. It sucks right now. Everything looks like crap. I totally understand it. But I'm gonna stay strong here, man. I'm going to stay strong like I do with crypto at times, that some of you actually fall for the FUD. I was talking to a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, that wanted to get into crypto, right? But he is constantly sending me articles about crap that's out there and things that are thrown out there negatively. And it's all thrown out there. It's all BS to scare the average person into selling their crypto. So all these whales and these big corporations and financial institutions swoop in and buy it at a lower rate. And then the rest of us that get scared, then when you want to get back in and you want to dip your toe in the water, you're dipping it at a much higher price. That's what they want. That's what these bastards want, you know? And so that's why I tell a lot of you to not pay attention to a lot of the FUD that goes out there in crypto, because there's a lot of lies going on, and they're coming from whether it's the government or powerful people or all of that stuff, because they have a hidden agenda that is hidden to most of the world, 95% of the world. Less than 5% of us that actually really know about crypto and follow it, we know they're full of crap. We know what they're trying to do, you know? So it's just one of those things. And there's a lot of FUD out there. And people have been giving up on the Dolphins because there's a lot of FUD out there. So let's show a little patience. Show a little patience. Some of us will, some of us won't. What are you going to do? 92 Chargers started off 1-4. They actually started 0-4. Then they won their 5th game to get to 1-4 and finished 11-5, winning the division and earning a number 3 seed in the AFC playoffs that year. That's Joe Castillo. Would be nice. Would be nice. I just need the Dolphins to improve their play and Tua to play well. Oh, is X one of your finalists for this year's Derek Bell's Operation Shutdown Award? O feels, I'll talk about myself in the third person, that X is the schmuck of the year, is what I would put with X. This Dolphins team reminds me of the 69 Dolphins with a lot of players already here. Then Shula took over with a strong coaching staff. You could be right. Joy Taylor and Calturd just go by the feelings and talk that their producers tell them to do. They are pro TV fakes. Although I get the feeling that Joy Taylor actually watches the games, not Colin, but I think Joy does. At least that's the impression I got of her when she used to do radio down here on 790, and she would do it with Zaz. That was kind of the impression I got from her, that she actually watches the sporting events. But maybe I'm wrong or whatever. Maybe, I know the other guy's a product of his producers, basically, and he's just into shock and just BS and all that. So I get that part. I can see that with him. But again, you know what? I used to listen to her and run into her when she was on 790. I'd go in the mornings, and sometimes when one station was on commercial break, I'd go to the other to check it out, and I would listen to Joy. I don't listen to her enough now here because I don't like that dude at all. I have no respect for that guy. So to me, it just I'm out of place talking, really, because I just don't know enough about her anymore. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. She's pretty as hell, by the way. I'll tell you that. She is very pretty. Not only is she talented and successful, and congratulations to her. She got her own show too now on Fox. Hopefully that goes well also for her, man. She looks like a really nice person. I mean, it's hard. It just, at least that's the impression I get. It's like it's hard to not like her. In other words, she just seems likable in my eyes. That's all. Is it time for Ross to sell the team? The stadium is empty and people are complaining about the experience at the game. A lot needs to be fixed for the fans. They got to win, Danny. They got to win, dude. Winning solves everything. I saw what Doll Freaky put up on Twitter. I know she put the team on blast. And she, even tweeted it out to Tom Garfinkel. Let me see here. Let me see if I can pull it up for you, and you can check it out. Where are we at here? Let me pull that up for you. Damn it. I thought I had it here. Well, you know what? I'll look for it, and then I'll look for it, and then what we'll do is I'll read it for you because apparently there is a complaint about several complaints about the fan experience at the stadium now compared to the fan experience on road stadiums. That a lot of these Dolphins that travel, they're comparing the two. And Dolph Freaky, by the way, had a very long complaint. I'll read that for you guys out there, and I'll mention what Emilio was talking about. All right, let's do this. Let's take a really quick break. I promised you that our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report would happen here at 11:30 with the one and only Ira Winderman, and that happens next.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
All righty, there he is.
Sunny here today.
Huh?
It's
What's
sunny
that?
here today.
Yeah, I can see. I can see. I actually need that kind of lighting so I can hide the bags under my eyes. That's actually the perfect lighting to hide my bags.
You know what? I was actually, when you come to hotel rooms now, I always play around because at home I have the lighting set up. I have the background TVs. So there's always two things I look for. Number one, can I get the best possible lighting? I got a bar above the window here, a little bit of a problem. Number two, what did I leave in the background? Because I don't want the chat board to start to say, hey, Ira, we don't need to see your underwear. So I got to be a little bit careful. So this is perfect. It's almost
all
perfectly
dark.
backlit, so I'm good.
It's all dark. You can't see anything back there. Exactly. And by the way, you promised me strippers. Where are the strippers? Come on.
That's why it's dark.
Atlanta.
That's why it's dark in the background. And they have the black curtain. Come on, haven't you ever gone on the road?
Smart. So the ladies are back there in the dark eating chicken wings. Okay. All right. Eating
spicy, very spicy.
I love it. All right, Ira. We get ready for the Hawks tonight. Is there going to be any tweaking with the roster today? Do we know of anybody that may not play today, or is it a full go? So we'll get Lowry and the boys to entertain.
No one is playing tonight. I got to tell you a funny story, Big O. So yesterday was a crazy day. You know, we're sort of light on staff at the Sun Sentinel, but we insist on still covering everything we can. So I go down to practice, have my book a late flight to Atlanta. It's a single stop, easy flight to get to, as you know. And I'm sitting there when all of a sudden we get this text just to let you know most of the regulars won't be traveling. And I'm like, oh, crap. Can I cancel the hotel? No, I'll go up there. I'll talk to some other guys. I'll get some stuff. So they say Bam's not going and Jimmy's not going and Kyle's not going. Even Yomar Yurtseven isn't going. Okay, that's fine. There'll be a shoot around. I'll come up to Atlanta. I'll talk to Eric Spoelstra a little, some of the other guys. Literally, as they're closing the door on my flight, I get a text from Tim Donovan. By the way, no shoot around tomorrow in Atlanta either. So all of a sudden, I'm scrambling now. I'm getting Gabe Vincent on the phone, getting some other guys. Tonight will be the night I think the Heat can resolve some little things or not resolve them. Gabe Vincent's available. He missed 2 games this preseason. You and I have talked about this, and you know my history with the Heat. I've always said, why don't you have a backup point guard? Right. They've always basically said, shut up, Ira. So basically, we have to see, can Gabe Vincent handle NBA minutes against key players? The Hawks, Trae Young is playing. Their regular guys are a go. I think this will be a good test for that. We'll see a little bit more of Max Strus. Oh, I think you would agree that he looks like a rotation player. And I don't think you would have said that last season or even before the summer. So that's another thing we're going to be looking at again today. And then just the young guys. Look, a lot of these guys will be headed to Sioux Falls by the weekend. But as I wrote, or actually it's the story I'm about to post at sunsentinel.com, this team has a history of, if you go to the G League and you make something out of yourself, we won't forget you. Tyler Johnson was cut by the Miami Heat in October 2014. He went to Sioux Falls. He was brought back that January by the Heat. All of a sudden, the guy had a $50 million plus NBA career in the league as recently as last season. So that's what those guys are looking for. So we'll see some hungry Heat tonight. I am thinking we'll see the dress rehearsal, Big O, tomorrow, ESPN2, 6:30 p.m., FTX Arena. But there's 2 factors in play. Jimmy and Omar have colds. You know what? At this point, you don't want to get anyone else a cold. I know we all should have gotten our flu shots by now, but that's a factor. Oh, I'm going to give you part two, and I'm going to make you a general manager and a coach. So first, congratulations.
Thank you.
Number two, the Boston Celtics are without Jaylen Brown, who tested positive for COVID and is away for a week. The Boston Celtics are without Al Horford, who tested positive and is in isolation. Let me ask you something. In these most unusual times, you're Pat Riley, Andy Ellisberg, Eric Spoelstra rolled into one. That's why you're the Big O. Would you play your players against a team with a couple of COVID infections? You know how the times are. Or
Hells to the no.
Right.
No.
Or do you give me some sort of excuse and say, no, it's not about the Celtics and their infections.
Right.
It's just about our guys. But, it's weird, isn't it? That's who thought as a coach you would ever have to sit there and think about the other team's health? That's how different these times are right now. If I'm Eric Spoelstra, I might tell my guys tomorrow, stay home. And I'm going to take you back a little bit to last season. The Boston Celtics come to town. Avery Bradley, former Celtic, was with the Heat at the time, went out to dinner with Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, if you remember, 2-3 days later, came down with a terrible case of COVID. He said it even impacted him the rest of the season with his breathing. All of a sudden, Avery Bradley's lost with COVID. They go to Washington. All of a sudden, Jimmy Butler's lost with COVID. Then they go from Washington. Remember that game in Philadelphia? They were supposed to play in Boston. The game is postponed because neither the Celtics nor the Heat have enough players. They go to Philadelphia. The Heat barely have 8 players because everyone is COVIDed out and sent home. It's really interesting now. It's like, I know you can't distance yourself from a player if he's on the court, and especially when the games count. But you know what, Big O? Friday's game doesn't count. And what counts starts next Thursday against the Bucks. These are very, very unusual times.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. And listen, in the end, we're all doing this. When we get the vaccine, it's not just for us. We're getting it because you're protecting others too in the process. So
thank you, Dr. Kyrie. Thank you, Dr. Kyrie.
That's what this whole thing is about, man. It's about humanity, not about your rights.
And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. I know you've been talking about Kyrie. It seems like you and I have our weekly Kyrie-a-thon. But, hey, you can do whatever you want if it doesn't affect you. You know, our country's had its war on drugs for years. And at a certain point, there are certain people say, look, you know, if you want to smoke pot, if you want to do recreational drugs, as long as it's just you that it's mostly affecting, there's some thought about that. You know, I mean, we try to have prohibition in this country. We realize you can only control what you can control. Here's my thought on Kyrie and unvaxxed players. I am sure that LeBron James, if he wants, can get a Lamborghini. I am sure LeBron James, with his unbelievable physical attributes and quickness and all that, can probably safely drive that Lamborghini at 140 miles an hour. What I'm not sure about is LeBron James driving at 140 miles an hour and my safety being on the same road with him that's not the Autobahn. So he doesn't drive 140. We don't let him because you're impacting others. To me, that's the same thing as Kyrie. I don't understand it. Kyrie has family. Kyrie has friends. He's risking their chance for exposure and severe illness. It's just very odd. I can understand you're going to plant your flag on something. We are not playing in the bubble until this Black Lives Matter thing is resolved after what happened to George Floyd. Fine. You had a case. You had a cause. I am not playing for John Gruden one more day for someone who has those kinds of expresses, those opinions. Fine. You're taking a stand of decency. This other stuff, to me, it's like, you know what? And I'm going to give you the third example here. Oh, we talked about this on our Palette Rock City Inside the Paint show, and we've discussed it on our Accurate Pembroke Pines reports here twice a week. Ben Simmons. I have no issue with him holding out. He's not affecting anything at a larger scale. You might say he's screwing his Sixers teammates, but that's a small thing in comparison. It's not societal. It's just basketball. It's just a sport. What Ben Simmons has done might come off as selfish, but not as selfish as what Kyrie is trying to plant his flag on.
I'm with you there. By the way, speaking of Simmons, they're still trying to trade him, and apparently nothing's happening. Nothing's close. What are you hearing, Ira? Are you hearing anything about this? I'm just wondering how that. I mean, Kyrie is going to be impossible to move right now at this point. because if he's not going to
Well, I'm
play,
going to interrupt you for 1 second. Oh, no one's impossible. We've seen the most hideous contracts in the world traded.
that's
Yes,
true.
that's an unusual situation, but he can go to a non-vax place and wind up playing all 82, so that's doable. We've
Florida.
seen, well, I mean, yes, by rule, yes, by Jimmy Butler, probably not so much after the Philadelphia experience. Maybe Texas, because believe me, now that I was at Texas in the preseason, Florida pales in comparison. Apparently, there never was COVID in Texas, so maybe one of the three Texas teams might work out better for him. They are tradable. There could be trades. The problem is Daryl Morey is trying to deal the GM of the Sixers as if he's in a position of strength, as if he could strangle other teams. Give me Lillard. Give me Bradley Beal. Give me 3 future first-round picks. That'll change. It changed with Harden. These get done. If I'm Commissioner Adam Silver, I'm concerned for this reason. The crap that James Harden pulled at the beginning of last season in Houston is not fair to NBA fans or TV viewers to go out there and half whatever you want to call it with his play. You shouldn't have players doing that. So if I'm the Sixers and I don't believe that Ben Simmons is all in, I pay him, I keep him out, and then you realize you're going to have to make a deal.
All right, I got to bring up something on the whole Kyrie thing. Now that the report comes out that the Nets now no longer plan to offer him an extension, which I don't think any of us are surprised. That's the smart thing to do.
Sure.
I mean, the guy brings so much baggage. You're just better off opening up the cap space and going to get another star for his place. But because he's so touchy about everything now, you know what I mean? Does that situation get worse now when he knows, like, hey, listen, you're out of here one way or another. If it's not this year, eventually you're out of here. We don't plan on you being part of our long-term plans.
I'd say yes, but he's so mercurial that in 2 weeks I could see him saying, you know what? I made my point. People talked about it. In his mind, he's going to say, I open people's minds to my way of thinking. Mission accomplished. Let's go play basketball. And you know what, Big O? You'll be telling me in 2 weeks, damn, the Nets look good with Kyrie and Durant and Harden. So that's the thing with Kyrie. There's always a drama, and then there's always something that follows the drama until the next drama. So what you have to say, whether it's an extension or whether it's him signing as a free agent with another team, are you willing to put up with the drama? And I'll give you an example. Take the Heat with LeBron James. Remember at the beginning, Big O, Pat Riley wasn't giving him anything. You will be an equal partner. You're not going to get your car washes, during practice or things like that. Then all of a sudden, LeBron's people started traveling on the team plane. And all of a sudden, they showed up in the locker room. And they were allowed a lot more because you make those concessions. And then Dan Gilbert gave him all the concessions to come back. So you know what? The persnickety NBA star ultimately gets what they want because talent trumps all of that. So I think Kyrie will be with the Nets in some form. And I guarantee you, no matter what happens with all of this, Kyrie will claim some sort of victory.
Yeah, well, in his mind, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, the earth is flat, right? I mean, no matter what, it is flat. All right. So what is the realistic target for the Heat this year? If you're a Heat fan, because I actually think they can make it all the way to the NBA Finals if things go the right way for the Miami Heat, because we just talked about the Nets mess. They're down to really 2 stars, and even when they bring on the other guy, he's kind of a mess. And you've pointed out several times, Miami has the defenders to kind of match those guys now, not stop them, but make life a little harder on them. And the Milwaukee Bucks, now that you have a team with a defensive disposition, I think now you can hang with Milwaukee because you've got the offense to go with it overall. So what should be realistically the object or the objective for the Heat this year?
There's 2 different Miami Heats, Big O. We've talked about this a bunch here on the Acura Pembroke Pines reports. The Heat are built to be a really, really, really good playoff team. I don't know if they're built to withstand the pressures of 82 regular season games at their age with injuries and with COVID. Just today, 538 came out with their Heat projection. They project them 6th in the East, tied with Indiana and winning a tiebreaker for the number 6 seed. They're all over the place. They have Boston up there. They have Atlanta up there. They have Philadelphia ahead of the Heat. So that's the thing is, I know the Heat are going to downplay the regular season, but The bottom line is you have to get a decent seed. You have to position yourself. You have to avoid the play-in round. That's the thing is I know Eric Spoelstra doesn't want to over-push his players, but you know what? You got to get closer to 50 wins to really give yourself a chance to get that quality seed. How hard will the Heat go? Hey, their schedule to start the season on the road is ghastly. It's awful. So I think we'll get an early idea of exactly where this team stands.
Oh, I think you have to be a top 4 seed if you're the Heat. I don't think you want to be a bottom 4 seed and start.
You don't want to be. It's whether you're going to be. So here's the deal, Big O.
But it's not so much the bottom. But it's not so much the 7 or 8 seed you want to be. I don't think you want to be 5 or 6 either. I don't think you want to go on the road to start off anything. And by the way, I've got them ahead of Philadelphia. Please, come on. They're better than Philadelphia right now, I think, as long as they stay healthy. Of course.
Again, they do have Joel Embiid, the best center in the Eastern Conference. Tobias Harris is underrated. So it's a question of will they have Ben Simmons or quality for Ben Simmons? In other words, Big O, for you and I, just for the moment, let's trade. Congratulations, you're GM again. Let's trade Ben Simmons for CJ McCollum. What are your thoughts of the 76ers team with CJ McCollum, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid?
That's different. Now you added a deadly shooter. See,
they're going to get something for Ben eventually, right, likely sooner rather than later.
Okay. So if that happens, then I'm with you there. But I don't. By the way, I don't fear Tobias Harris. He is very talented, but I have not seen him be a dog in
closer.
Key
He's
moments.
not a closer. You're right, and that's what they lost when they lost Jimmy Butler. And anyone in Philadelphia will tell you that once Jimmy left, they didn't have a closer. So I agree with you. So what I'm saying is this. Eric Spoelstra, last season, Jimmy Butler missed 20 games. Kyle Lowry missed more than that. They're older players. How do you balance winning versus balance keeping them fresh for the playoffs? It's going to be interesting. PJ Tucker, you're starting a 36-year-old power forward. Again, I wish this team had more depth. Go back to the top of our Accurate Pembroke Pines report here today when I talked about Gabe Vincent as possibly your backup point guard. I wish there was something more proven, even if it's a Jeff Teague or someone like that for the games that Kyle Lowry misses. That's going to be the intriguing thing. Now, maybe these guys are in the shape of their life and they're good to go and they'll get you those 50 wins. But the regular season counts. I will say this. There is not a single matchup, Big O, in the playoffs, home or on the road, that I don't think the Heat would have a chance to win that game. At Brooklyn, at Milwaukee, at Boston, at Atlanta, at Philadelphia. I think they're built for the playoffs. But to thrive in the playoffs, you have to get to the playoffs.
No, I'm with you there. No doubt about it. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat. Of course, you can catch him a couple times a week here with the Accurate Pembroke Pines Miami Heat Report. And, of course, you can also catch him on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. with Clay Ferraro and the Palette Rack City Inside the Paint Show, 9 to 10 a.m. One hardcore hour of basketball. Looking forward to it every single week. Excellent show for Heat fans out there. Ira, enjoy the wings, enjoy the strippers, enjoy the basketball. Safe travels, my friend. We will talk to you next week.
And I will talk to Gus's Fried Chicken in the next half hour or so. Thank you, Big O.
You got it. There you go. Ira Winderman, baby, out in Atlanta's. Damn, that's so wrong what they did to. Well, by the way, these players won't show. By the way, there's no shoot around. Now, by the way, you won't get this. How can the man do his job? Oh, Lord. Well, now you know this is a game you don't really have to watch. Unless you want to be treated by Trae Young or something, I don't even know. Is Trae Young going to play or something? I don't know. But that at least will be, the entertainment part of it. And I guess it's the Gabe Vincent hour. Find out if Gabe can help you out at point guard, which is beautiful. Let's see. Tire, but at least Big O gives us hope. Omar tries to drive you off a cliff. Oh, Lordy. That's just the way it is. What do we have here? Hawaiian Punch says, look at Big O's bald spot. So why you guys got to be picking on me, bro? What's going on? Why are you guys picking on me? What's the deal? Why you got to be slamming me, Hawaiian Punch? Why you got to be picking on my natural yarmulke? Huh? Come on. That's just not fair. You're picking on my natural yarmulke. Herbert and Jonathan Taylor should be Dolphins with all the draft capital, and Greer gives us Noah, Austin, Jax, Wilkins, and even Tua. Dude's the worst. Any of us could have done his job better. This is what happens. Failure does it. Failure will get plenty pushed over the edge. So ready for B-ball. It can be the thing that takes Fins fans off the edge. Let's go Heat. Well, that's, Joe, if you happen to be a Heat/Dolphins fan. You know what I mean? And that's if you like basketball. Because I've got a few of my friends that they're not really that big into basketball. They'll watch it casually a little bit, whatever, but it's not something that they're dying to watch night in and night out, or they care about it or anything like that. It's like, oh, it's a thing. Yeah, I'll watch it. What the hell? Oh, it's a big game tonight. Oh, okay. Oh, LeBron's back. Oh, okay, I'll watch it with you. But not because they're really into it. That's the thing about it. You know? So it really depends on the sports fan. I mean, I'm a crazy dude. I like all sports. So I don't count in this one. No need to watch the Heat game. No one is playing. Riley's going to run the point, UD at center, Mickey going to play power forward, and Jack's going to be at small forward. It's not a bad lineup. It's not a bad lineup right there. Thomas Jensen says, because we are frustrated fans, Big O, LOL. I know, man. I know. Listen, I completely understand your pain. I feel the same pain right now for the Dolphin season that's going on. You think I want to do pre and post game shows like this? I was hoping that it would be a lot of fun, you know? Like this Sunday, I'm hoping that we get to have some fun, man. You know, enjoy ourselves. Man, my stomach is grumbling. Enjoy ourselves, you know? That's what I want. I'm hoping this Sunday we can take our minds off of the first 5 games, and that Tua can play well. They dominate the game. They kick some ass. They win, and we've got like something positive to talk about. Doesn't mean that we're in the clear or anything like that, but you can't turn this vibe around without starting with something positive, and that's what we got to hope for. That we could get something positive here in the mix. That's all I want, man. It's really, it's just frustrating. I understand all of you out there and going through all the trials and tribulations that you're going through right now. And it's sad. I get it. We'll get out of it eventually. When? I don't know. But eventually we'll get out of it. I'm trying to find the I did actually retweet it, and I don't know why I can't find it now. The Dolph Freaky issues that she talked about, which were kind of interesting, by the way. And I was trying to find the damn tweet, but I can't now. Let me see if let me go directly to her Twitter feed and see if I can find what she wrote, because it is kind of interesting and frustrating. Here we go. Here's Allie Goodman. Here we go. Ready? Rant. After having attended several away games as of late, I've realized the fan experience at Hard Rock Stadium straight up sucks. What happened to the Fins Force, to Air TD and TD? What happened to the Jumbotron games, to the music. We can barely hear it anymore. The Finns Force used to get the crowd hyped, told newbies to be loud on third down and quiet on offense. They used to hurl T-shirts and beads into the crowds, targeting the young fans and making them fans for life. When I was a kid, getting a freebie was one of the best parts of the game. The Buccaneers, equivalent of the Finns Force, must have given away thousands of koozies, sunglasses, beads, and hurled hundreds of T-shirts to the fans in giant cannons. Explain to me why I got a Bucks koozie and like 6 sets of black and red beads at yesterday's games, but haven't received anything at a Finns game in years. The Raiders fans were so loud on third downs, my ears were ringing. The average Doll fan doesn't even stand on third downs anymore. And why do we have the $1,000 72 club seats in the middle of the most important section of the stadium, midfield, forcing any person with a reasonable income to sit in on the visitor's side or the corners end zones? Where's the towels and the goodies before the games? Not only this, but we haven't had a full stadium in years. It's been bad enough that the team can't win, let alone season ticket holders can't even sell their tickets for what they paid if they wanted to. I had 5 tickets given to me last home game, and I couldn't even give them away. The deep end, which used to get the fans hyped, is now being hounded by security constantly. Somebody gets loud, and the police are on us like white on rice. Shaking my head. I'm disappointed, honestly. I give my all for the Dolphins, spending a good chunk of my income on games, yet have a better experience when I travel. What gives? Hashtag bring the Finns Force back. Or bring back the Finns Force. So there you go. That's Allie Goodman, Doll Freaky. And she straight up calling out the experience at the stadium, saying that it is weak. I cannot answer for her or any of you because I don't have that experience. I don't go to the stadium and sit where the fans sit. Whenever I've gone, obviously I go media, so it's a whole different ball game. And to be honest, I rarely go anymore, really, because I'm usually watching on television. And obviously this year I can't go because I'm at Sports Grill every day, every game, pre and post. So I cannot, confirm or deny that this is going on. But I'll go on it's not much of a limb, but I'll go out and say she's probably telling you 100% truth about what's going on. And that's kind of, she's got a point. She's got a great point. I mean, you're not a good football team. You might want to use some other things to reach your fans. I mean, fans like that kind of interaction. It's important. They want to feel connected, like they're a part of it. Look at what goes on our radio show. I answer texts. I answer your emails at times. I answer your questions. They don't do that in regular radio anymore. They don't care about you guys. They don't want to hear from you guys. They don't want to take phone calls. It's just the way it is. So that, it's interaction is important. And I think that's what she's asking. Like, hey, man, let's create a better atmosphere where we're kind of connected. And you were doing it before, and now you're not doing it. And let me tell you, fans like that are priceless. People like Big E and NorCal and Doll Freaky and I'm trying to remember names off the top of what was it? Gorilla. Papa Pump. I'm trying to remember the Doll fans that have, gone out there and they're all over the place, constantly making, names for themselves and leading groups and all that kind of stuff. It's they They are important to what goes on in the atmosphere of the stadium. I think you want to connect with these people. They sacrifice more than anybody else. I mean, Tommy in Hialeah, who's I don't know if he's watching or listening, another one of those fanatics that is there at games, travels. There's so many of you out there that I've gotten to know. Is it Gorilla Luke? I think it is, right? I mean, I'm trying to remember the names, off the top of my head here. And just a lot of people that deserve, some love. And they're constantly giving you love. And you have been a really bad franchise for a long time. That's why when people tell me we don't have good fans, and I watch all these fans that are constantly going to games and following the team and traveling with the team, and, Brian Carroll out in Las Vegas, and, the different Dolphins that I've met all throughout the country and the nation and the world, and they're there all the time. Our Dolphin UK fan base that they're going to get to see the team this week. You know how loyal those people are? They deserve some love from the team, man. So the stuff that you're not doing at the stadium, get your asses in gear and reach out to those people. Anthony says the games against the Bills on Halloween can change momentum for the season. We win these two a back. We win on Halloween will be huge. Also, which grill you watching? Well, this week we're in Miami Lakes. We're in Miami Lakes for the first 8 games of the season. The last 9 will be in Bird Road. All right. Let's take a break. Hour number 3 is next.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Lollipop, blow in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, we go. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty, we are ready to go, ready to rock. Hour number 3 of the program. Hope you all are doing well. Looks like we have a little bit of a positive going on in camp as Tua is practicing, and you can watch him there. Omar Kelly tweeted out, there's Tua, says Dolphins starting QB Tua Tagovailoa in action in his road back from broken ribs. Ribs have rested for 3 weeks, and there he is throwing a little football around. So that's nice to see that Tua is in the mix. QB #1. There he is. Watch. Here you go. And he takes a snap, drops back, flings it. And there's Mike Gesicki catching the ball. So good stuff there. Omar giving us a little look-see into what's going on in practice with Tua. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Alex Diaz, thank you, sir. A little love on the super chat. And he says on the super chat, Paris Love, Big E, those guys are awesome. The same with Papa Pump, been a season ticket holder since 2016. Big O, you are the GOAT, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate it. NorCal says that Ali is on point on the complaints of what's going on. I'm just saying, you know, if you're going to, what's it called? If you're going to struggle like they are, you know, out there, then you should reach out to your fan base to make sure they're good. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that you're connecting with them on a terrible, terrible time right now for them. You know, that's the problem. And that's the part that sucks. It's rough enough as it's a rough enough season as it is. You know what I'm saying? And so make life a little more, easier for the fan, especially these kind of fanatics that they're the heart and soul of your fan base. I get it that the way the team looks at it, it's funny because, she points out, Allie points out about the $1,000 seats and all that stuff. And those things are empty half the time because they're inside the suites away from the sun and all that and the heat. So I get it. And I get that those are the people considered important. All the sweet people and the corporate people spending a boatload of money and all that. I get that. But I would say these fans are the most important ones because they're the ones that are home, away, they're at practices, they're at events. They're phenomenal fans. They're the elite. I mean, that's just the bottom line. All right, we're going to talk a little here. We got a visitor joining us now on the program because, of course, those of you out there, if you want to take advantage of what's going on in the market, and I'm not talking about the crypto market because, of course, we do have the crypto market that you can take advantage of right now, and it is exploding. But the good thing is that right now, when it comes to mortgages, dude, we are down in the 2s, and Eves is ready to make things happen for you. And the owner is giving you his personal cell number so you can call him anytime you want. So after 5 o'clock when you get off work, call Eves, 305-992-5218. You want to call him later on in the evening? Go ahead. You want to call him on Saturday? You go ahead. He is ready for you anytime you're available. You want to call him right now? Well, wait a couple minutes until he's off here. You know what I'm saying? Eves, how you doing, man? You doing all right?
I'm doing good, Big O. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. I'm just struggling along with the Dolphins right now. I'm kind of glad that the Heat is starting, because we kind of need, some good things going on. So the Heat start next week. Panthers start tonight. So we got, and the hockey team's really good. If they can get the goaltender going, man, they can win the cup. So we need our winter teams to bail us out a little bit, Eves. You know what I'm saying?
At this point, I think Miami will be happy if we have a team that could at least get over 500. I mean, winning teams is one thing, but, at the end of the day right now, it's not looking good for the Fins.
Yeah.
I feel like we're working to get some top draft picks. I don't know if that was a plan from the beginning of the season to work towards, top round draft picks for next year for the draft. But right now, it looks like that's the direction we're going in. Who we're trying to draft, I don't know. Is Tua going to make a difference this weekend? I don't know. Tua can't win the game by himself, and coming fresh off an injury, unless our defense decides to play and make some tackles and the offensive line decides to, throw a couple blocks here and there, every couple plays, not even every play, maybe at least we could have a decent game ahead of us out there in London this weekend.
Yeah. Well, listen, if they lose this one, Eves, we're in trouble, dude. I mean, if they lose this one, all hell's going to break loose, and I won't be able to calm people down after that. I mean, it's going to get ugly. But if they win and Tua plays well, that's what I've been talking about, that if you can at least the next 12 games get Tua to play well and you can feel good about the quarterback position, that in itself makes it a successful season. That would be nice.
That would be nice. And, obviously all of us that are rooting for Tua will get behind and say, okay, Tua's back. Now we're winning games. But they need to make it happen. They need to make it happen. Tua's coming back. He's coming back on a big stage, playing across the pond this weekend. And they're going to need to make things happen. Everybody's going to need to get on board and do their jobs. I don't know if they all came down here and got caught up in the Miami lifestyle and are worried about everything but playing football, but they're not going to be here for long unless we start winning games.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there, dude. And it's and now Tua's got to be the savior, kind of like what you got to do at times when people come to you and like, my God, I've been dealing with this other mortgage company and they don't know what the hell they're doing. Save us. Or right now, I'm paying over 3.5%. I hear it's in the twos. Save us. So you're kind of like the Justin Herbert of the mortgages. I'm not going to go Tua yet because he hasn't saved us yet.
Right now, Big O, a lot of people are coming off of their forbearance and their pandemic deferment payment plans. And these people, they tried to refinance during the pandemic, realized they couldn't get refinanced because they were in a deferment or in a forbearance. And at this point in time, everybody's coming out of those forbearances and they're eligible to refinance. If you were in forbearance, if your lender told you no, if your broker told you no, it's the time now. Now is the time to lock in rates. Everybody's predicting rates. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, all of the Wall Street analysts are predicting increase in rates over the next couple quarters. So you need to take advantage of that right now. We're also seeing a lot of people, a lot of homeowners out there that have newfound equity. They bought a house a year ago. They bought a house 2 years ago, and the property value's gone up $100,000, $200,000, $300,000.
Yeah,
and a lot of homeowners are accessing that equity and putting it to good use, paying off higher interest credit card debt, making home renovations. Some of them are even, going out there and purchasing additional properties, second homes, vacation homes, investment properties. Right now, one of the hottest trends are accessing equity, purchasing a second home or an investment property here in South Florida, and short-term rentals, they're booked. Everybody wants to be in Miami. Everybody wants to be in the Florida Keys or close to Fort Lauderdale Beach, and they're paying top dollar for short-term rentals. And that's really been the name of the game lately for a lot of investors out there and a lot of homeowners that want to get into investing in real estate besides in the home that they're living.
If talk a little bit about the rates and how people can take advantage of them right now.
Well, right now, we're still quoting a number of borrowers down in the twos. The 15 and the 20 year, the VA and FHA loans are still down in the twos. Conventional right now, those have been creeping up around 3% on those 30-year mortgages, where they were in the high twos just a few weeks ago. So we are seeing the increase, but rates right now are still at all-time historic lows compared to the last 30, 40, or 50 years. So, just because your rate went up a quarter doesn't mean you're out of the market. Normally a 0.25%, that may cost you $40, $50, $60 a month. But if you keep on waiting and that property value goes up $100,000 and the rate goes up another 0.5%, you're out of touch. You went from looking for a single family home to buying a townhouse. You went from buying a townhouse to buying a condo. You're not going to get the pool. You may not get that extra bedroom, but you still have time to act now, and move in and get a hold of some great deals with low interest rates that'll really save you a ton of money in the future over the course of the 30 years.
So, folks, 305-992-5218. That is Yves' personal cell number right now. So if you're getting the runaround from your current mortgage company, you're frustrated with your current rate right now, and you can bring it down, call Yves. You got more equity now in your home. Maybe you want to do some home improvements. Maybe you want to get a second property, whatever it is. Maybe you want to buy a new car. Maybe you want to pay off some credit cards. Call Yves right now, 305-992-5218. That is the cell number for American Dream Lending. adreamlending.com is the website. You see Joe Schad twice a week here with our American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins Insider Report, and Yves is always kind enough every week to stop by and talk a little sports with us and help you fix your mortgage issues. So call them. I'm telling you, they'll take care of you. 305-992-5218. Eves, you're a stud, my brother. Thank you for taking some time. Enjoy your weekend, my friend.
Real quick,
Yes.
Big O. I see a comment here in the thread. Emilio Hernandez. His comment, keep pulling out cash from your home. This will end worse than the 2008 crash. Shaking my head. Everyone in Miami with a house and equity thinks they are investors. Laugh out loud. Well, the laugh out loud is for you, Emilio, because in 2008, prior to the crash, buyers and homeowners were getting loans without verifying their income. Today, it's a totally different story. If you want to get a mortgage, you need to verify your income with W-2s, pay stubs, tax returns, or if you're self-employed, bank statements. So this is much different.
It's not that easy anymore. Yeah.
Do your homework, guys. Please do your homework, because now you need to verify your income to get a loan. It's not just have a heartbeat and a 600 score prior to 2008 and you can get $1 million house. It's a completely different ballgame. So feel free to give me a call.
It was the Wild West during the Clinton era.
It was crazy. It's nowhere near that. Everybody needs to be vetted at this point. So
exactly.
Everybody have a good one. We are VA loan specialists, and we love to help you out, Big O. It's a great show. Hopefully, Tua can turn it around across the pond, and we could be having a different conversation next week.
Let's hope so, my brother. Thank you, as always. Thank you for helping our listeners, because we've already got several that have called you, and they are in a much better place. They've thanked me a couple of times already, because they said you guys made it so easy and a nice experience. So I appreciate you taking care of our listeners, man, Eves.
Oh, you're welcome, Big O. You're welcome. Thanks for having us on the show. You guys have a good one. Let's go, Fins. Let's turn this around.
Appreciate you. There you go, Yves Sham, man. Call him. He's got all the info for you. And he's so right. Back in 08, back in those days, it was the Wild West, dude. That's why we ended up with this mess. Now it's different. Now you get vetted over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, trust me, I know. I've experienced it myself, so I know. But yeah, definitely. Do you handle VA loans out of state for refinancing, Richard? Yes, call him. Call his cell number. They can help you even out of state. 305-992-5218. Richard, call Eves. That's his cell number. So right there, you can definitely ask him yourself. He'll answer the cell right now, Richard. Call him right now. He'll help you out. They're good people. And we've already had several listeners that they've thanked me profusely on the emails. Like, dude, thank you, man. Eves and his people were awesome. They walked us through this whole thing. I barely had to do anything. They did it all for me. I just had to give them the info, and it was like, I think one guy said it was like a magic carpet ride. I think he called it. So it's cool. Just call Eves, man. People at American Dream Lending will definitely take care of you. They're really, really good people. That's why they've teamed up with us here. Let's see. Eves, show us that watch, though. Okay, we'll get him next time. Is Eves still on? Can we get him? Eves, you listening there? Are you still there?
I'm still on.
Show us the watch. Show us the watch. Wait a minute. Hold on. Show us the watch now. I don't know what's the deal with your watch. I don't know. I don't know what's the deal with the watch. Why do they want to see your watch?
I have no idea.
What kind of watch is it?
It's
a Rolex.
Yeah.
A Submariner.
No,
Okay.
it's a deep sea dweller.
Oh, okay, a deep sea dweller. Okay.
James Cameron special edition.
Nice. There you go. There you go. Well, there you go. You got your watch. How about that? There you go. And Eves is always on the watch. Always on the watch for you. There you go. You got to love it. American Dream Lending. Call them, man. 305-992-5218. Good people, man. Good people. And they'll take care of you. Let's see. What else do we have here overall? Big O just read the NFL is considering expansion. They want a European division. London, Munich, Barcelona, Berlin. Your thoughts? Ray, we don't have enough quarterbacks. Although, you think about this, right? Soccer, they've got the deepest talent in the world because the world plays soccer. And if we're ever going to get more talent in football, we've got to include the rest of the world. And the rest of the world doesn't play football. They might play it on a pickup game, they might play it for fun, but there isn't what we have here in our country. The setup that we have from little league to high school, that's all soccer for them. The rest of the world, it's soccer. A couple parts in the world, maybe baseball, basketball, maybe, but football has not gotten there. So if we're going to get there, and it may not be in my lifetime when we see the fruits of that labor, but you've got to start off. So I don't mind if they do a European division. That's probably the best thing that you can do, because this way teams can go out to Europe and stay there for a month, and they can probably have a home headquarters somewhere in Europe for all NFL teams from America to practice there, and then travel from there to the different parts that they've got to play at. So if they got to play in Germany or London or Spain or whatever, yeah, it's probably what you got to do. So I don't have a problem with it. I think it's cool. Hey, look, man, the world includes us in soccer, right? Well, there's nothing wrong with including the rest of the world in our terrific sport and increasing the talent pool, like the NBA has been able to do, like baseball has been able to do, right? Hockey. These are sports that are heavily influenced by others that aren't Americans. Football is not like that. Football is all American. I mean, you saw some of you that saw Hard Knocks, you saw there the Mexican young man. That's Alarcon, I think it is. I want to say is his last name, and his incredibly loud mother. And God bless her, bro. She's like any mother, she's pumped up about her son, but man, she was loud. Anyway, so we see that, right? And he can barely make the team. But in order to develop stars, so you can get a Luka Doncic and those kind of players like the NBA is enjoying, you've got to make that investment. You've got to make it. You've got to put a team in Mexico City so you can inspire young Mexican boys to maybe possibly grow up to be NFL players, not just soccer players. And there'll be athletes that'll be grateful for that because their build wasn't built for soccer, or maybe they're built for football. So yeah, I don't mind if they experiment overseas. Ernest says, Finns looked pretty lackadaisical in the practice vid clip, unless it was warm-ups. Yeah, that's not anything. And that's another entry in the minus column for Tua. He could aggravate his injury in game speed. Got to play him, dude. Got to play him. Big O, does American Dream Lending help with getting out of debt? Do they lend employed in debt people? Michael, call him, because I guess that depends on the equity of in your home, and maybe they can help you pay off that debt. So call them. Again, 305-992-5218, 305-992-5218. God forbid we lose to the Jags on Sunday, which obviously would be devastating to an already bad season. Do you think major changes take place? No, not till the offseason, if they're going to change. I don't think he'll do it in season. I don't think anybody's getting fired. Man, I hope nobody gets fired. I hope there are no changes. Big O, do you think the NFL will ever have Gruden back on TV or even coach again? Sad how he is. No. I think it's over for John Gruden. It's done. I told you yesterday, if he insults just one group of individuals, Hispanics, Asians, gays, blacks, Puerto Ricans, you know what I'm saying? Baptists. You know what I'm saying? If it's just one group, didn't matter what group he picks, one group, he escapes. He says his sorries. He goes and meets with that group, that community, and he's in the clear. Okay. Oh, you know, he said forgiveness. He met with the community. He understands them more. He was, you know, whatever. Move on. The dude hated everybody. You can't get away from that, man. There's no way you live in today's world. You cannot survive this. No, he's done. He'll never announce another game again. He'll never be a coach again. He'll never be a front office executive. He won't have anything to do with football ever again at any level. High school, college, and not that he would go to college anyways. He hated young players in the NFL. He always wanted veterans around in the NFL. But yeah, he's got no shot at ever getting another job again. Oh, yes. There we go. All right. What else do we have here that Okay, there we go. All right, let's do this. Let's take a really quick break. And when we come back on the other side, George Richards is going to join us from Florida Hockey Now, talk a little Panthers. The Panthers open up the season tonight against the Penguins. So we got a couple things to talk about with George. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with George Richards next.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
This is the Big O Show.
There's many ways to support our program, from subscribing and liking the show to visiting our terrific sponsors. Another way is using Cash App. If you would like to donate to the show and help us grow, download Cash App and search Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. We appreciate your support as we continue to build the best sports show on the planet for South Florida sports fans. Support the Big O Show by using Cash App and donate to Cash Big O Show. Thank you for your incredibly loyal support.
This is the Big O Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zins Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zins Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right, we're back. We are awaiting George Richards here. We'll get him connected in just a minute here, and we'll talk a little Okie and get him connected. There we go. Is he there?
What up, Big O?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm good, brother. What's happening, my man?
I am getting ready for a Panthers season, my brother. I am getting pumped up once again. I'm hoping that we get a better finish finally. So the question is that I have for you, how do they handle Bob this time around?
How did I know that Bob was going to be your first question? I just knew it. No pregame notes. I just knew you were going to ask about Bob. I don't know how they're going to handle it. Right now, he's the starter. They're going to give him every opportunity to keep that job. But we're going to find out. I mean, it's all going to come down to performance, right? Because Joel Quenneville certainly wasn't shy about pulling him in the playoffs and putting in the 20-year-old rookie, Spencer Knight. But this is an 82-game season, and there's a lot of ups and downs, ebbs and flows. You know how it goes. I think Bob is going to get the opportunity to redeem himself. I mean, get back to himself. And from what everybody's been telling me, kind of on the floor, they're like, dude, Bob looks really good this camp. So we're going to find out. We're going to see how he looks. I thought he was really good the other night against the Lightning in that preseason game until the third. He gave up a couple goals. I'm sure he'd like back at the preseason game, and it was getting kind of choppy that game with, a bunch of power plays for Tampa and stuff of that sort. So I'm not going to put too much faith in that. But we'll see what happens tonight. And, I wouldn't be surprised, even if Bob throws a shutout tonight against the Penguins, I wouldn't be surprised if Spencer Knight goes Saturday against the Islanders.
Did you see enough from Spencer Knight and Bob to make any kind of a determination who is the better one to start for you already as it is?
No, because we only saw Bob in one game.
Right.
We saw him play 40 minutes, 2 weeks ago, against the Dallas Stars B team. And then we saw him the other night against Tampa Bay. They see him every day in practice. I mean, he's the he's the veteran guy. I mean, you go with the veteran guy and you don't want to rush the rookie goalie, right? I mean, that's what you're saying in theory, although you've already done that when you threw him in for game 5 and game 6. And basically, told him as soon as that season was over, okay, you're our guy next year. You're not going to the minors. You're going to play here in Florida. So, that kind of goes out the window. And then it just becomes down to, production. So I was very impressed with Spencer Knight in the preseason. I know the Panthers were as well. Calm, cool, collected, just like we saw last year. Nothing seems to rattle this kid. The only emotion we saw from him last year was after game 6 when they lost to the Lightning and the season was over. That's the only time we've ever seen anything other than just calm, cool, collected Spencer Knight. And I think that's why so many people with Team USA and Boston College, John Van Beesbrook said it when they drafted him. That, he goes, you're getting a guy that in 2-3 years can handle this job.
Well, that's when Beezer says it, that carries some weight because I covered that dude, and that dude's run was special here with the Florida Panthers. And listen, you knew that this question was coming because, I mean, basically, it's funny, George, because for many years, right, we watched like the Dolphins overspend, and they'll go buy this or that free agent, and they're not even close. But then they're spending all this kind of money. And we always talk about, well, they're not one player away. Well, guess what? I think these Panthers are one damn player away. And that's why I ask you about the goalie, because if you get a dude that can stand on his head, then you've got a team that can challenge for a Stanley Cup. Agree or disagree?
Oh, absolutely. But we're just now in October. And I think a lot of people just want to know who's going to be the starting goalie in the playoffs. Well, nobody knows because it's going to go from 1 week to the next. Whoever's the starting goalie in November at Thanksgiving may not be the guy after the Olympics in April. So it's a long season. We're going to have to find out what happens. It's going to go through production. We're going to have goalies go through some bad times and some good times. And like I was telling somebody today, goalies turn on a dime either negative or positive. There's Sergei Bobrovsky could flip and become Sergei Bobrovsky again like that. So, this is the first time Bob's ever been pushed by a good young goalie, a goalie with a future on his team since I think he was a rookie in Philadelphia and he was the one doing the pushing. So we'll see how Sergei responds to it.
Yeah. No, I know that they could go one way or the other because we got the latter of your statement with Bob. That we thought we were getting the Columbus Bob, but no, we got a hangout South Florida Bob. Now there was one thing that disturbed me a little bit from the first question I asked you, and you said that they're going to give Bob every chance. That kind of bothers me because you already did that last year and he didn't respond. I would like a really nice, quick hook on his ass. And then keep
last year was weird, though. Last year was weird, right? 56-game schedule. You were flip-flopping goalies every day because you were playing the same team twice. Last year was weird. I mean, I don't care if he scored 40 goals or 2 goals last year. I think a lot of people were throwing last year out the window, good or bad. So we're going to find out. I mean, we'll see what happens.
All right. The other thing that I love that they added to this team is Reinhart. This should be a 30-goal scorer this year. I mean, add a more firepower to a team that already had firepower, a team that offensively has actually confidence against the best goalie in the league and the dude in Tampa. So this is a team that can score already and it's got some moxie with it. Adding Reinhart, dude, this is beautiful. I mean, this is awesome.
No, getting Sam Reinhart was an absolute blockbuster for the Panthers, and like I said on draft day, we thought more was going Buffalo's way. When I heard it was a first round pick and a goalie prospect who was a 7th round pick, I was like, that can't be it. That cannot be all Florida's given up for Sam Reinhart, and that's what Florida gave up for Sam Reinhart. And then you've got the Buffalo people going, well, that means he's not going to sign in Florida. That's all. And then he signs in Florida. So, just a tremendous kick up. I think you're going to see, you saw a guy last year in Buffalo on one of the worst teams in the league, just completely take over and have the last month of his season last year was absolutely spectacular. You saw Brandon Montour come from that Buffalo situation and absolutely turn his game around when he got to the Panthers. I think we're going to see Sam Reinhart absolutely explode playing right side of that Sasha Barkov, Carter Verhaeghe first line.
I'm with you there. Apparently, you're looking for Owen Tippett to have a breakout season, you think?
Yeah, I really do. I think everybody knows about Barkov and Verhaeghe's kind of, snuck up on people last year, and everybody knows the name, right?
Right.
Owen Tippett on that second line, playing with Sam Bennett, playing with Jonathan Huberdeau. Dude, you're going to see an absolute offensive explosion out of Owen Tippett. He's got tremendous tools. He's got a great shot. I think Reinhart is the best scorer on this team. He's an absolute sniper. But Owen Tippett's got a little bit of that in him. 22 years old. The Panthers were pretty smart not to rush the guy. They wanted him to learn how to play the game the right way. And now he's playing with extreme confidence because he's playing with those two guys, and he knows the Panthers love him on that line. And as long as they're playing well, they're not going anywhere. So I think Owen Tippett is going to break out in the big way.
All right, so we are hoping, whether it's Bob or whether it's Knight, we're hoping that one of the goalies, steps up and finally plays the way, they need them in order to make a deep run and beat the damn Lightning. What else about this team will impress us on the defensive side of the ice?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Panthers are a little thin defensively, right? I think when you look at their top 4, pretty good. Very good, actually, when you've got Aaron Ekblad, Mackenzie Weegar, who took a huge step forward last year. Aaron Ekblad was a Norris candidate before he got hurt. Mackenzie Weegar steps in, actually gets Norris votes, which he said was just, never in his wildest dreams did he think people would vote for him for the Norris. But that's how good Mackenzie Weegar was. Then you've got Gus Forsling, Brandon Montour, pretty good right there. Radko Gudas. And then now you're kind of mixing and matching because Marcus Nunavara is hurt. They brought up Matt Kierstead and Chase Prisky, the kid from Pembroke Pines. So we might see Chase Prisky get a chance to play here Saturday night. We'll see. Tonight it'll be Matt Kierstead. So the Panthers aren't extremely deep on the back end of that defense, but they're pretty good up front. They move the puck really well. They've got a nice mix of offense and defensive guys. Like Radko Gudas is a defensive defenseman, even though he's got a great shot. They've got a nice mix of that.
George Richards joining us from FloridaHockeyNow.com. Check out the website. Follow him on Twitter at George Richards. Make sure you subscribe and follow him there if you want to keep up with everything Hockey. And, of course, Panthers back in action tonight, opening up the season against the Penguins. One more thing before I let you go. Bill Zito has been, he has been a savior in a way for this team. I rarely do you see a guy come in and get a really good feel for your team and be able to fix it right away. And it seems like he has addressed the issues right away, and it's been impressive overall. Will he need, and does he have the firepower to go out and add to that defense if he can this season before the trading deadline?
Yeah, I think so. I think if it looks like it's a need, and you're coming up on the trade deadline, they'll have plenty of money under the salary cap at the trade deadline. That's just how that works. They've got assets, and it'll depend on where the Panthers are, and it'll depend on how the Panthers have played defensively. I think last year, Aaron Ekblad got hurt like 2 weeks before the trade deadline. If he's healthy, I don't think you give up a couple second-round picks for Brandon Montour like they did. But they needed Brandon Montour, and then they end up re-signing him. So now a rental player becomes your guy. So that's a great move by Bill Zito. But yeah, he's got the wherewithal. He's got the trade chips, and he can make some moves at the deadline for sure.
I like it. All right, keep up with George. FloridaHockeyNow.com. Oh, by the way, George is. I noticed. Is this a thing now? This Florida Hockey Now thing that it's Montreal Hockey Now. I'm seeing like this now thing is popping up around the league. Fill us in on what's going on, my brother.
Yeah, we've got a whole network of sites. It started in Pittsburgh with Pittsburgh Hockey Now, and went to Boston and Florida. I started this back last July. July of 2020, Florida Hockey Now came on, and now we're all over Canada and Washington. Yeah, we've got, I think, 15 sites now throughout the NHL. So it's becoming a national network, the National Hockey Now Network.
That is very, very cool.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for you.
Thanks for bringing that up. Thanks. It's exciting because, listen, when I was at The Athletic, one of the great things was you were able to share. You right. Call up the Carolina writer and say, hey, I need you to get something from Vincent Trocheck for me. Do you mind? Hey, who's playing here and there? Now we've got, a national network, and it's, of reporters who are on site. It's a pretty good deal.
I love it, man. I love it. I'm happy for you. I keep up with you. I support you, my brother, and I love watching.
I know you do, and I appreciate that.
It's all good, baby. All good, baby.
All right.
Appreciate you. Enjoy the hockey tonight. Thank you for giving us some time, my friend.
You got it, man. Be good.
There you go. The great George Richards. We love him, man. Follow him on Twitter at George Richards. And make sure FloridaHockeyNow.com if you're a Panthers fan like I am. Ernest Ulavarro. I hope I pronounced it right. Ernest, thank you for a little love on Super Chat. He says, I had a mentor in the 90s impart the following wisdom. Don't put in an email anything you wouldn't mind reading the next day in the Miami Herald. Very true. Very true. Digital imprint, baby. Yeah, you got to be stupid to be saying all that kind of stuff. Even, look, I don't encourage anybody to even be hateful. I don't want anybody to be hateful. I want us to all be accepting of each other. We're all different in every different way. But yeah, I kind of felt you got to be a moron if you're John Gruden doing stuff like that on an email. It's not going anywhere. It's never going to disappear once you hit send. It's over. I just don't feel sorry for. There's no part of me that feels sorry for John Gruden at all. Why should I? He lit up every type of human being on the face of the earth, practically. So I know where you stand. Big O, will you go back to Dolphins locker rooms after COVID clears? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Of course I will. I mean, once they open it, once they allow people back in, yeah, man. Hey, listen, man, I've always, and if I have to go in with a mask, then I'll go in with a mask. It's all good. I have followed and tried to be a good human being from the get-go, from when this thing started, from washing my hands to maintaining distance to wearing my mask all the time to getting my vaccine. I just got my booster shot and everything. I've done everything on my end to try to help, cut this thing down. And it's just up to the rest of us. But of course, I'm going to return to doing everything. I was at a concert a couple weeks ago. Wore a mask, but I was at the show. And I'll be back to Respectable Street now that I saw that Modern English is going to go there in a couple months. I'll go by and hang out and watch Modern English. They were really good the last time I saw them. Panthers definitely going to the Cup this year for sure. I hope so. Q Susie says, you're right. This year, fans were throwing rubber mice on the ice. Yep. Derek, 1978, says, Big O, being that I'm from Southern California and listen to you for Dolphins Takes, love you talking all Florida sports. Well, I mean, it's what we do on the show. It's obviously Dolphins are usually the center of the universe, but we're going to talk a lot of Heat, and we'll talk, if the Canes can be good, we'll talk a lot of Canes. I'll give Miami FC some love. I'll give Inter Miami plenty of love. Florida Panthers plenty of love. The Marlins plenty of love. We talk everything here on this show. A little crypto, a little music, a little life. We bounce around all over the place. T-Bone says, Big O, let's be real. Tua is on a 12-game audition. Either he sinks or swims. Watson and Rodgers can be had, pal. You talking franchise-altering moves, pal. You could be right, pal. You never know. He's definitely on a 12-game audition. There's no doubt in my mind about that. If he doesn't get injured, maybe the desperation doesn't step in so much. But now that his history stepped in, which is injury, it complicates things. It puts more into question, unfortunately. But that's what you got to live with Tua. It's kind of part of the game, unfortunately. Let's see. Big O, I think the Dolphins should have gone for Geno Smith this past offseason. They don't have proven coaches on that side of the ball. So I don't even know if they can make Geno Smith play as well as you saw him play the other night for Seattle. And he's going to play this week. It'll be interesting to see if Geno looks as comfortable as he looked this past week, because he looked good, man. Big O, once the locker room opens, who would be the first person you talk to ask questions? Michael, I don't know what the storyline is when they open it. I don't know who's doing well, who's doing bad, What's controversial? What's not? What should we shed a light on? We don't know. So that's you can't answer that until you know the storylines of that moment when you walk into the locker room. You know what I mean? It might be Adam Shaheen has become the number one tight end because he is, all of a sudden passed up Gesicki and is playing out of his mind. So you go to Adam Shaheen's locker room to go talk to him. It could be Tua. He's on a 3-game winning streak and he's thrown for 1,000 yards in the 3 games. Could be Tua. I don't know. It's a great question, but it's one I cannot answer until I know the storyline. Speaking of Shaheen, that dude suffers a lot of injuries. They haven't been ones that force him to miss a lot of time, but he gets nicked up a lot. Doesn't seem like a guy that if he was a frontline player could be durable. Speaking of that position, please keep using Mike Gesicki. Please. He can make Tua and every other quarterback that's there better. Kid's a player, man. Get his ass involved. Kevin Lee says, Big O, hardcore Miami Dolphin fans and Florida State fans, but when it comes to hockey, the Dallas Stars are my team and the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA. Heard you mention Luka earlier. That's why I bring it up. All right. Interesting. So you're Dolphins, you're a Florida State fan, but you're a Mavericks and a Stars fan too. Okay. You're a fan, bro. You're entitled to love whoever you want. So good for you. Big O, what do you think folks will think of Tua's performance? Well, they still want to get rid of him. I don't know. I mean, you're going to have to talk to those people that are torn in trying to get rid of him. Look, if he doesn't play well, then I understand. If he plays well, I'm going to disagree with a lot of people in. Big O, Tua shouldn't be held responsible with that crappy O-line if he can't throw or doesn't play like he can because of the play calling. How is it Tua's fault? Derek, I'm going to be fair here. And one of the things that I've talked about always with all quarterbacks is how do you play in chaos? And I need to know how you're going to play in chaos because you're not going to play games where everything works out. And your O-line's perfect, and the running game's dominating, and the receivers are making plays. Those will happen, but they're few and far between. You're going to have a few of those games a year, but you're going to have a lot of games and a lot of plays and a lot of quarters where things didn't go well. You might have played well 70% of the game, but 30% it was hell. Or maybe it's 70% is hell. All depends on how good or bad your team is, right? And I've always talked about this, like, example, and I pick on him all the time, Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill has become a terrific game manager. So when Derrick Henry's running the ball and everybody's blocking and they're dominating, he can move the offense and make plays for you and get the ball to facilitate and get the ball to playmakers. But when the play calling's not going well and Derrick Henry's getting shut down and chaos starts to step in, and all of a sudden now you don't have nearly as much time. They've shut down the run, so that's no longer a threat. Now you have to become the threat. That's when Ryan Tannehill folds. And when he was here, I would say at times, well, I need to know how he performs under chaos. And I know how he performs. His brain goes, scatterbrain, and he's done. That's what I need to know. I need to know how good you are in chaos. Justin Herbert's putting up great numbers. Physically, he looks fantastic. But he hasn't played under a lot of chaos yet. So I need to see him play under chaos. I need to see how he can come through in those kind of moments when he's going up against better teams and better defenses, and that he's got to be the difference maker. There hasn't been a lot of those moments yet. Because, what's it called? Jared Goff looked great early on when everybody was running their routes, they were blocking, and Todd Gurley was healthy. The second Todd Gurley got injured, and he didn't have the same running game, and the offense wasn't the same, Jared Goff did not look like the same player anymore. And he got traded to Detroit. This happens a lot. So playing under chaos is a way that I personally like to measure a quarterback. That way I know what you have. If he's a game manager, then you have what you have, and you now know that when there's chaos, your guy's not going to come through. And this happens to several quarterbacks out there that can't necessarily lift a team up. They have to be a facilitator on their best days. So I will disagree with you on the Tua thing. You got to get him in there, and you got to find out if he can play. You got to find out if he can make plays, and if he can do it under very difficult conditions. Now, you don't have to hold him responsible in being a savior. That's the part that I would leave out. But I need to see him have some success. He's not going to have success all the time because everything is not under his control, as you mentioned with the O-line and everything else. But I have to see him have some kind of success. I got to see it. I wish the Dolphins had an experience like they have in Green Bay. Lambeau Field, that's an experience, my bucket list to go to that stadium. Did you ever go, Big O? Anthony, no, I have not. I've never been to Green Bay, and I'm dying to go myself. But, I mean, you know, that's the only stadium that's been kept around. Every other older stadium's gone. That's the one with a lot of history. You draft a QB who has to learn so much, but you force him into an RPO offense, making him get rid of the ball in 3 seconds or less because your O-line sucks. So backwards. Actually, Darren, every offense, you want to get rid of it under 3 seconds. In fact, it's 2.8 seconds to be exact. That's the clock that NFL teams practice with all throughout the league. So the 3 second, it's now you may see quarterbacks hanging around and standing there for 4 seconds. Doesn't mean it happens on every play, but they want every quarterback to get rid of it under 2.8 seconds. That's why Tom Brady's the fastest. He gets rid of it in 2 seconds. So you have, I think, the wrong point of view in looking at this. Oh, Lordy. By the way, did you guys see Whitlock and Moss before I go? Justin Whitlock and Randy Moss. So Randy had some comments about everything going on with Gruden. And then Whitlock had some comments.
From a guy like John Gruden, where he's done so much for the game of football. But as a player going out today, the Raiders are coming off a loss. And it's hard for us, y'all know as a coach and as players, y'all know throughout the week how hard it is to get back on track coming after a loss or even a win. Just prepare each and every week. And now we have a bump in the road from leadership, coming from above from our head coach. So how can we focus going into a game where we're uncertain where this is going or what direction our team is going in? And you heard Adam Schefter talking about the one black player. Well, you don't want to say his name because he's totally wrong in this and not understanding the magnitude of something like this. We're going into the 21st century, okay? And instead of us moving forward, we're moving backwards. And I really don't know what percentage of the National Football League is black, but I know it's over 50%, 60, 70%. Okay? And I know we generate a whole lot of money for this National Football League. And for you to hear Adam Schefter talk about some discipline or some discipline from Al Davis, the clock is ticking. We are watching to see what the National Football League is going to do about this because, like I just said, we're trying to move forward going into the 21st century with the National Football League. And you're talking about the kids from 10, 15 years from now that's going to come into the league. What is this showing them? If they're coming in to try to keep this National Football League going, generating all this money and being this good entertainment for our country, where are we headed? So today, going against the Bears, this locker room, Sam, is totally divided. Because it's time and time again, we got to continue to hear about race. Y'all sit up here and me here talk year in and year out about the brotherhood. Okay? I really appreciate the brotherhood because it helps me gain and have a relationship with guys that I would have never had met in my whole lifetime. That's what the National Football League gave me. But for us to go with the move from Oakland to Las Vegas, 10, 11, 15, I don't care when it is. You have a leader of a organization that's leading a group of men from different walks of life, of different nationalities, and racism is a big concern. I don't know where the Raiders move from here, but the clock is ticking for the National Football League.
There you go. So this was obviously right before they announced the suspension or firing, whatever, he's stepped down, whatever they want to call it. They fired his ass and got rid of him. So Jason Whitlock, I'm not a fan of Jason Whitlock, by the way. I've never been a fan of Jason Whitlock. He's a guy that made his career living off of race and using it as a tool for his job instead of really just either addressing the issue, but not necessarily creating an issue, which he has done several times. So Jason Whitlock, a member of the media that was not impressed with Randy, Whitlock was highly critical of Moss, and let's just say Moss did not appreciate the feedback. Whitlock published a story on Monday in which he used the spelling of Randy with an I. Whitlock intentionally used a feminine spelling of the name and berated Moss for using Gruden's leaked email to ascend through the peerly gates of victimhood. Moss saw Whitlock's criticism and responded to Whitlock over a Twitter with a threat. Moss wrote on site to Whitlock before quickly deleting the tweet. One of Whitlock's followers captured the screenshot. Jason said, "Hope someone saved Moss's tweet. I need for my show tomorrow. Anybody get a screen grab?" And so some guy named Aaron John Miller ended up getting it. It says, at Jason Whitlock on site. And for those of you that don't know, I learned this myself today. Moss was threatening violence against Whitlock with on-site. When you put on-site, it's a way to say that there's going to be a fight the next time the two people see each other. The phrase on-site is described in the Urban Dictionary as a phrase you use to tell a person once you see them, no words will be spoken, but hands will be thrown. Most people know that what the phrase means. I didn't, by the way. Moss likely realized it was wrong to threaten a fellow member of the media, and which probably explains why he deleted the tweet. You can see the clip of Moss and whatever, and I obviously played the clip for you there. Whitlock, I just think Whitlock is a lowlife. That's just kind of the way I look at Jason Whitlock, to be honest with you. I think he just doesn't really help anybody out. Himself, his community, nothing. The sport, the business, none of it. There's not one part of me that is impressed with Jason Whitlock in any way, shape, or form. And then to be calling him Randy with an I, there is a part of me that says, I don't want Randy to get in trouble and get arrested for assault or anything like that. But I wouldn't mind seeing him kick Jason Whitlock's ass. That I will admit. Okay? That I will admit that I would actually enjoy. I would pay to watch that, actually. I would pay to watch Randy Moss kick Whitlock's ass. That would be funny. That get your popcorn ready. Yeah. Randy Moss is a big phony. His feelings weren't hurt by what Gruden said. It's not so much about what Gruden said. It's how Gruden acted and how he affects everybody. Not just one person. It's how it affects everything. That's the bad part about the whole Gruden thing. And you can't have people like that in positions of, power. That's the reality. Big O, do you not like conservatives? Yeah, I do. I like conservatives. I like liberals. I like them all. But I also dislike them all too. See, that's where some of you run into the same wall with me all the time. You got to understand, I don't like Democrats or Republicans. I don't like conservatives, or I don't like liberals either. That's all, because there's a faction of all of them that I don't like. I'm an equal opportunity lover and hater. It's pretty simple. I pick on Democrats and I pick on Republicans, because both organizations or both sides are full of clowns. And there are conservatives that are a bunch of effing clowns. And there are liberals like the idiots in Portland that are clowns. Like the idiot that runs California, that's a clown. Just like the idiot that runs Texas is a clown. That's the problem with some of you out there. You keep putting me on one side or the other, and I'm not on either side. I don't care about either side. A lot of you got to stop that already. You can do that with other people because they choose sides. I don't choose sides. That's the difference. I choose human beings. And unfortunately, when I vote, I choose the lesser of two evils. I never vote for somebody that I actually feel is great. You know what I mean? My best friend is a Trump supporter, but I'm not about to ruin 14 years of friendship. Hey, I got a best friend of mine that's a Trump guy too, and I would never have anything to do with Trump ever in my life. I'll vote for Reagan, but I won't vote for Trump. I'll vote for Bush Sr., but I won't vote for Trump. It's just the way it is. I'll vote for a Republican. I'll vote for a Democrat. That's why I always love when I get into these discussions with people and I tell them, look, I vote for both. How about you? Tell me about the other one that you voted for. Because if I'm talking to a Democrat, I tell them, so tell me a Republican you voted for. And then when I talk to a Republican, I say, well, I vote for both because I don't like either side. I just try to pick the lesser of two evils. So, Mr. Republican or Mrs. Republican, tell me about the Democrat you voted for. No. Why? Because I'm a party zombie. That's it. Oh, party zombie. I'm not a party zombie. Just not. I'm not here to convince myself that the Democrats know what the hell they're doing or the Republicans know what they're doing. Or that conservatives know what they're doing or that liberals know what they're doing. That's all. Because they both get things right and they both get things wrong. I vote for the party I vote for because they align with my beliefs. It's because I'm loyal to the party. There's not one party that's aligned with my beliefs. Sorry. That's bullshit. That's a bunch of crap. That's a lie. You're all lying if you say a party aligns with all of your beliefs. That's bullshit. You're a liar. If you believe everything that your party stands for, dude, then you know what? Then I feel sorry for you, actually. Seriously, I feel sorry for you. If you actually believe everything the Democratic Party believes in or everything the Republican Party believes in. Dude, I feel sorry for your ass. Really. That's sad. So you don't even think for yourself? Wow. Holy crap. Ugh. That's definitely a party zombie. Yes, Drago. That's the art of the sport is what I call a party zombie. I don't think for myself, but I'm just going to, whatever. Whatever they say is fine with me. No, it's not. An autonomous zone is not a good thing in Seattle. So what? If I'm a Democrat, I'm supposed to go with that shit? No. No, dude. I'm sorry. No. Wow. Thomas Jensen says party zombie, word of the day. You've never heard me say that? I've been using party zombie for years. Jay says, Orlando, I always tell people that I'm not a Democrat nor a Republican. I'm an American. Exactly. Amen, Jay. A freaking men. Every time I vote, I'm honest. I'm voting for the guy or woman that is the least pain in my ass. That's what I'm voting for. I'm not voting because oh my God, this is the greatest president since sliced bread and he's going to fix everything. No, dude, give me a break. Always take what politicians say with a grain of salt because 90% are lies. Amen. And it doesn't matter if they're Democrats or they're Republicans. They're all effing liars. Should know that by now. Jeter has been with the Marlins for over 5 years already. How do you see the Marlins so far? More life, just so you'll know, because I guess you failed math in school. They're going into their 4th year next year. I'm not sure if you know that, but their 4th years next year. Okay. And my man says over 5 years. So next year is the 4th year of Jeter Sherman. Okay. Facts. They're kind of important. Just a little bit. But they're kind of important. Oh, that big O phrase, party zombie, I heard it here first. Of course you heard it here first. Nobody uses that. I'm the only guy that uses that. I came up with that. I originated that bitch. I just know one thing. The Republicans I know never, ever say one positive thing about the other side. Never. That's both sides, Michael. Oh, don't make it sound like Democrats are high and holy and Republicans are not. They're both screwed up, dude. Just admit it. Both sides are all screwed up. Come on, man. That's why our country's so screwed up, because both sides are lost. And both sides allow each extreme to, pollute their beliefs. All right, Big O, do you think the Dolphins OC will let Tua run it or keep it under control in the Jags game? I just hope that they allow Tua to play well, and I hope Tua can go out there, do his thing, and I hope they win. That's what I hope. Speaking of winners, Sean Stanley is a winner. He's a winner because he's always doing a great job on this show. He carries me and everybody else here. So we want to thank Sean Stanley, as always, the executive producer of this program. Of course, I want to thank everybody that tuned in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for listening. Whenever you listen to the podcast, reach out to our terrific sponsors. Like you see Sports Grill here. Doesn't matter who it is. Please support our sponsors. Smash the like button. Very important. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We will see you all tomorrow live from Acura of Pembroke Pines. Be good.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O.